Hello everyone. Before we get started on this week's episode, just a quick word that YouTube in all its infinite wisdom has decided that some of the Die Party games are now not suitable for advertising. It doesn't mean a whole lot for the content. I'm not going to censor the videos in any way, but if you'd like to lend your support so that Die Party can continue to grow, please check out the Patreon or subscribe on the Twitch channel. Enjoy the episode. Hello everyone, welcome finally to the very first actual play episode of Die Party Solar Ascendancy, our Stars Without Number revised role-playing experience that we do right here on this channel, right here on Twitch, right here on the internet, which happens to be beaming out of your computer into your ocular vision holes. That's some sci-fi shit right there. And we're about to wow you with even more sci-fi shit because Stars Without Number Revised Edition, in case you don't know, is a science fiction experience. We did a character creation last week which went through a whole lot of stuff, specifically around the meta story, the plot, because if you're familiar with Stars Without Numbers, Stars Without Number, sorry, we're changing the rules a little bit, changing how it works. But we went through all of that last week, so I would highly suggest you go check that out. We also went through character creation, so you can check out how everyone's characters got built and sort of, you know, what went into the special sauce when it comes to that sort of stuff. So we're all ready to go. But let's introduce everyone who will be playing with us today. Let's start off with Elven Tower, a.k.a. Derek, sorry. Derek is a Polish name, aka the Sword of I'm gonna fucking butcher this. Atagaris? Is that right?
Muted. He's starting off muted.
Fucking nice. Professional. He's still muted. God damn, I'm gonna unmute him.
Are you double muted?
He double.
Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I was talking like crazy, but I was muted. Yes, it is Sword of Atagaris.
Nice. Welcome. How you been, man? What's going on?
Yeah. Oh man, like remember my goal? I told you about playing all these Zelda games.
Oh yeah.
So I played and finished the very first one, which is pretty tough, and then I started the second one, which is Link. No, I'm sorry, it is The Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, and found out that is the hardest game in the world. Have you guys played that?
Yeah, because it's all side scroll. They went from the top down view to side scroll,
Yeah.
and then they went back to the top down view and up until the N64.
It is ridiculously
And
hard. I
when
didn't
you go,
even finish.
oh man, going and talking to people and that stuff, and it's like, hey, would you like to come into my house? It's like, no, I don't. What do you have in there? Nothing.
Yeah, and I was walking on the first town. You get into a house. There's a guy there. You talk to him, and all he says is, "I am error."
Yep. I mean,
That's
like,
his dialogue.
who knows if that's a real thing or not? But so are you still sticking to like date of release as like the order you're going through, or like have you
Yes,
changed
date
it?
of release. I played that one. I skipped it, then played Link to the Past, and now I'm playing Link's Awakening.
That's a good
But
one.
I did skip. Yeah,
Link's
it
Awakening is like the best one. No, it's not the best
That
one.
was
but
my
it's good.
first ever Zelda game.
Me too. Yeah, it's a good one.
It's really fun.
I never played it before. I'm after the first dungeon, and it is pretty good so far.
My first one was Wind Waker in Toys R Us, doing one of those little things. I was like, wow, this is a really fun game. Hey, Mom, can I get this game? Sure. And then she gets me Wind Waker, and I'm like, wow, is this Zelda? And then my cousin comes over, and he's like, you've never played any of the other Legend of Zeldas? I was like, no. So he gives me his old NES and stuff, and he's like, we gonna teach you today.
Going back to Link's Awakening real quick. Yo, if you steal some shit from the store, your character gets renamed to Thief. for the rest of the game. Like literally everyone calls you thief for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
No other
That's
Zeldas
amazing.
do that shit, man. That's the future right there.
I didn't know that.
And then the next time you go into the store, the shopkeeper murders you.
That's true. Yeah. It's a good game. It's a good game. It's a
That's why
good
you
game.
don't steal shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's also a good game? Zork.
Fuck off.
I'm gonna keep saying that to everyone who's played it.
Nope. You know what's actually
Use sword on self.
use sword on self repeatedly. You know what I've actually been doing, because I don't know if you guys know this, but the new Path of it's PoE. I keep thinking Path of Exile, but no, it's
Path of
Pillars of Eternity.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
The
Pillars
one
of
with
Eternity.
all the critters.
Yeah, Deadfire is coming out like on Tuesday, so I'm planning to do a fuck you hardest edition run of it. So the problem with that is, if you want to play that game on the hardest edition, you got to learn the rules of the game, and learning the rules of the game is literally like learning the rules of a role-playing game. I'm sitting there reading like the mathematical equation of how hits are generated and all that sort of shit, and to get a better idea of how to play that game, because I don't know
What game?
that Pillars of Eternity. Jesus Christ, I wanted to say Exile again.
So which critter are you gonna party up with?
What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, you mean the stupid Critical Role shit?
Well,
No.
the whole cast of Critical Role worked on.
Yeah,
Deadfire.
guess what? They're fucking voice actors by primary use. Like, that's their job.
but
That's what they do.
They're bringing they brought in their first season characters as characters. you
I
can
don't
team up with.
care. I don't care. I really don't
Pike-
care. I
Hiker
couldn't tell you.
Scanlan is good. It's gonna make your party so much better.
Don't care unless there's not a jester in there.
They might do it if it takes off.
Yeah, no. It is what it is. But yeah, that's what I've been doing the past couple of days, just reading that shit. And honestly, I look at it and just like, I would actually play this as a role-playing game, because the math behind this is actually really good. So
What system does it use? Does it use its own system?
I don't know
Or is
if
it
it's
based off
a
the
system, but it seems like its own system, which is to say there's 4 different types of defense and 1 attack roll. And then that attack roll is you roll a 1d100, and the difference between the attack roll, which is perception, funnily enough, and whatever defense it's at targeting. Then let's say, fortitude, which is like, poisons and shit. The difference between them, if it's higher, it adds a positive, and if the attack roll is higher, then adds a positive. If it's lower, it adds a negative. And then if it goes between 1 through 30, it's a miss. 31 through 50 is a graze. 50 through 100 is a hit, and anything over 100 is a crit. And that's the attack system in the game. And then they have all these other stats which modify like where the graze system hits and where the hit system is and how low crits go and stuff like that. It's actually pretty cool, but there's like thinking about actually rolling that shit out as dice fucking blows my mind, because you would sit there fucking forever like calculating like single attacks and stuff like that. So I'm glad it's in a game, and I'm glad I understand it, but there's no fucking way I would ever role play that because of how hard it would be to actually like navigate through all the what you're supposed to be doing and the simple math and all that shit. So I don't know.
Henley, that's exactly how I feel about Battletech.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a fucking afternoon to sit here and calculate each of my 20 fucking missiles, where they go. I have a 90% chance of hitting you with a missile, and then I have a 12% chance of hitting your head, an 18% chance of hitting your left torso, and I have to roll the fucking die for each of those missiles to see what happens, to see which system.
Yeah, standard
I don't know.
Cyberpunk 20.
How do you do that shit? Yeah, who has time for that?
Oh,
There's
you
no
just
one
aim
does
for
that.
the torso. If you blow
Yeah,
up the
but-
torso, you blow up the thing.
Yeah, but
No, he's talking about like the
let's-
actual meat
the
space
tabletop.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, the meat space game of that is actually done that way, like in
Yeah.
a very similar way. Jordan Wiseman, I think, is the guy who made both of them. Maybe I got his name wrong, but like he made BattleTech, the actual role playing game, like tabletop shit.
Honestly-
and the new one, and it's like I'm so glad. Like I'm just agreeing with you that like games that like I love crunchy math systems, but I want that shit. I want a computer to do it because that's what a computer is good at. Like,
Yeah,
let it do the
exactly.
thing that it's good at.
If
Let
I
me
was
have
doing the tabletop stuff, I would have colored dice and roll them all at once. Like, okay, the blue one is
Yeah.
the hit location, and all that shit. Like, that's how I would do it. But
Yeah,
like-
batch it.
yeah, like
That's
that is
what I would-
exactly
that's
what
what I did.
Cyberpunk 2020 is, and I had to fucking gut that system to make it playable on stream.
Yeah,
So
that's what I did with like Pathfinder with multiple attacks and stuff. I would have in real life. I would have like this, like everyone knew my red D20 was my first attack. My red D6s were my sneak attack, and like everything. Yeah, like you just develop a system.
yeah, no, you kind of have to because it's fucking. You'd just be there forever, just being like, all right, what's your THAC0? What's THAC0 again? It's like fuck.
Yeah. It's still better than it's still better than waiting around and figuring out who like your spellcasters and figuring out what spell they want to cast.
You get used to
So
that.
I'll take that every time.
So Zippy, my man, how you doing? What's going on? How's Zork?
Pretty good. Zork is a fucking
Shut up! Don't tell me.
all-time fucking best game of all fucking
I'm
time.
glad I asked.
Okay. Hi, I'm Zippy Zippo. I'm going to be playing Benedictus Dull, the last of his kind. He is playing a Zyamedian, known colloquially as a goblin.
You ruin everything with your goblin bullshit. It's a space game. He's like, I'm putting a goblin in it. I'm like, all right, man.
Well, I mean, they're they're amphibious or reptilian, you know, and they did.
And
somebody
they're
looked at it, it's
short.
like, they're goblins. There we go.
Okay. And they like onions.
I hate onions,
Good.
but they have a weird obsession with the dodecahedron.
Okay. So what have you been up to, man? What's going on?
Nothing. I've just been, sitting around, chilling, hitting up that Conan Exiles, hitting up that Magic the Gathering, doing that grind.
At the same time,
Yeah.
I mean, they're basically the same game. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I this weekend I just had a whole bunch of D&D 5e one shots over on Strategus's channel, and it was fun. It was fun. I got to play a bunch of classes that I didn't get to play around with, and it was great. Tried out War Magic for Wizards. Fucking wonderful. I'm going to counterspell your fireball. I'm going to absorb your fireball, and I'm going to use it to empower my fireball. Eat crow.
Whatever happened to just normal D&D, man? Just leave it at that. Just put it at normal D&D. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do.
Yep, that's it with me.
All right, Kika, how you been? What's going on?
I've been pretty all right. Been studying for midterms, been studying for MCATs. Been working on Sylvan. I was also invited to join a rap collective for making Dungeons and Dragons rap songs, so pretty excited about that.
Hold up. I mean, the other stuff is, the
Don't worry
normal
about it.
standard Kika fare. Hold up. You can't skip over D&D rap album. All right?
Why not? It's not out yet.
Okay, I get that, but what? Explain, elaborate.
I am involved in the Penny Arcade fan community for their Acquisitions Incorporated game and their C-Team game. And
Okay.
People who make fan music for them invited me to make music with them. And
Okay.
they typically do hip-hop and rap music.
Shit. Okay, so what do you fucking what do you slam down with lyrics? Like, is it going to be like a bard contest? Like, what is that exactly? Like, or is it just like, yo, I'm a wizard. I'm going to rap about being a wizard. Like,
Well, I will send you the songs when they're all ready if you like.
fuck
And
yeah.
find
I'll
out
listen to
then.
that. That sounds like a gay old time. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty fucking exciting. Jesus.
Yeah, I am excited about that. Also, dyed my hair. Watched Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai was pretty fun. Would recommend.
What? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry.
It's a YouTube Red series that's sort of like a spin-off of The Karate Kid.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that. Yeah, I was
It's
like,
really good.
I'd like to, but I don't want to pay for YouTube. I'm still in that boat. I haven't crossed the stream of you know what?
I've
I'll give
rented
YouTube.
movies from Google Play, but that's about as far as I've gotten. And they're kind of like mixing. They're like mixing them together now, and I'm not sure if I like that. But
It's 10-episode series, and
Mhm.
I really
Is
enjoy
it-
it.
So does the show revolve around Cobra Kai?
Kinda, yeah. Now,
Okay.
some like 20 something years.
Oh, okay.
later.
So this is like
Oh.
I thought this was like the Karate
has-
Kid from Cobra Kai perspective. That'd have been great.
Well, it has the
Like
same
Wicked?
actors, like Ralph Macchio and the other one.
Wasn't he a
Oh,
Power
God.
Ranger?
Ralph Macchio? No, he was never a Power Ranger. He was in The Outsiders though.
Right. I thought the Green Power Ranger was also in Karate Kid. I don't know why I was thinking that, but yeah.
The Green Power Ranger, that was Tommy.
Yeah, he was in a lot of shit, wasn't he? I thought he was in everything. But anyway,
I know the Black Power Ranger is Ichigo Kurosaki
I don't know who that is.
from Bleach. What is his name? Oh shit. God, he's a big anime
You
voice
mean
actor.
in Sensei? Is that what they call it in Japan? I don't know. You mean the Japanese version, right?
No, he's the actual voice of the American.
Oh, you mean the English dub?
Something
version?
Bosch.
Okay,
Hold on, I'll look it up later.
it's not important. It's not important,
Oh,
but
Miss Bosch,
Mhm.
famed medieval painter.
Well, Eric, the Vulgaris.
Johnny Young Bosch. That's the name.
What's going on, man? How you been?
Oh boy, it's going. I'm having a good old time. I went to the zoo today. It was a zoo. I've never been to a zoo before. It's fucking great.
You never
It's
been
full
to
of
a zoo
animals.
before?
No, if you haven't, I'm just saying
What the? Oh,
proverbially. I love zoos. I just got a membership of a zoo today, and so I'm gonna be probably going there a lot this summer.
Yeah, what was the weirdest animal you saw there?
Oh my god, I saw a weird stick bug that I've never seen before. Because there's not one type of stick bug. I can't tell you this one, but this one was like super fat and literally looked like it belonged in like a sci-fi game. Like this is the thing that you shoot, right? Like it is about the size of like my hands together, right? And it's just like, it was terrifying. That thing
did you see the red panda?
The red panda. We went past the red panda, but we couldn't find it. Like it was
Yeah.
just straight up hiding.
It gets kind of shy.
You seen
Yeah.
Australian animals?
I did not go to the Australian exhibit parts because
They have
I was
wallabies
out of
and
time. Yeah.
kangaroos and
Drop bears?
emus.
I couldn't stay too long. I had to come home and have prep for today's show.
Nice.
But don't have no
Good
fear.
priorities.
I will be back, and I will be getting more pictures and experiences going to the zoo.
If you can,
Watch some
try-
lemurs fight each other. That was fucking cool.
like the monkeys.
I mean, lemurs aren't monkeys, but yeah, they look like monkeys. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, they like one of them just came over and started taking a shit, and then the other one came over and started yelling at it, and then started taking a shit, and then two more showed up, and everyone was just shitting and screaming at each other.
Bob, what are you doing? Look, we have company. People are watching us. You're just taking a shit. Oh God, that eucalyptus.
It's my enclosure. I can poop wherever I want, you shit.
Yeah, so it was pretty funny. Yeah,
You're part of the group now.
yeah. Once you've seen the animal,
God damn, I'm just gonna say this, Derek. Man, it sounds like your house is like 7th level haunted.
No, it's weird. It's so strange how the group. That's the win.
Yeah, it's the win, but goddamn, it sounds like literally like a choir of children was murdered in your house and now haunted. Like that's.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's so good. It's so
I'm
good.
muting you when I can.
Yeah. All right. I'm keen. Eric, why don't you drift us slowly through the space and give us a title crawl?
yeah, okay, cool. So welcome everybody to Solar Ascendancy. This is our first mission, and rather than me just explicitly tell you what's going to go on, is I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on, and then you guys are going to have to make some choices here for us. Okay. So the Sword of Atagaris is cruising through space en route to the planetoid Polye, Polye. Polye is a beautiful planetoid full of subalpine forests, old growth forests, quick-moving rivers, great lakes, and towering mountains that jut into this thin but cloudy atmosphere. I want you to picture a lot of deep, dark forest greens, tall fir trees, rushing waters. Think a lot of maybe like Yellowstone kind of national parks in America. Think of that sort of style. Think of the Pacific Northwest, Cascade Mountains, Vancouver, British Columbia. So a lot of like spiky, mountainous, coniferous trees. Is that the ones that don't lose their leaves? The ones that don't lose their leaves, just like pine trees, firs,
Coniferous.
Yeah.
Conifers,
Evergreens.
Firs. Oh, fir tree, conifer. Yeah, so that's why it's conifer. Coniferous trees everywhere. It's also home, and the reason why you're going over here is because it's home to a race of anthropomorphic, spiny-skinned reptilians named the Chandra. They currently exist in a pretty like advanced technological state. However, since the anomaly, since the scream, they've also been having to rebuild, but they've been doing it fairly well. They owe it to two main things. They owe it actually three main things. They owe it first to their somehow natural immunity to laser fire. They owe it to their fervent piety to their binary star system they call the Cabal, which is also their god, and their own ferociously industriousness. They are rigid capitalists. They love the ideas of trade and mutual competitive advantage.
How advanced are they in technology?
Like, yeah, what tier level are
Right.
they sitting at?
4. There are 4. So you can expect certain like pretty up there advanced technology for anything kind of purchasing. During the anomaly, during the sort of countermeasures employed against the anomaly, Poya's orbit was sort of bumped closer to its binary star system. It's in a stable orbit. However, it's closer to the star now than was before, heating up their planet. It's still livable for the Chandra, but due to a unique thing about how Chandran biology works, the warmer temperatures created by being closer to their suns have created a gender divide because warmer climates produce more female offspring than men. So because of this, and due to their religious customs of having a we mate for life type unified not monotheistic, but what's the word?
Monogamous.
Monogamous, monoamorous, relationship. Monogamy is sort of a strict religious custom. It's led to a vast group of female Chandrans with no viable like partners, which is like a thing at this planet. Those are the things you kind of know about this planet. They're pretty good trade partners for the rest of the solar region that you guys are a part of, but they're kind of also don't really help too much with other people. You're here to pick up some sword tech encryption codes that were sold by the church, the Cabal, and you're tasked to test whether or not some of these encryption codes are contaminated or whether or not they're fit to sell. Right, so these are sword tech level. Remember, so these are like transcendental power type encryption codes. So this is like very, very high advanced stuff. You know that the Cabal have treated these codes as somewhat as religious, and so they have kind of kept them very secure, haven't touched them at all, and so now they're looking to see whether or not what they can do with them, or at least that's what your contact Guru Rao has told you. So Guru Rao, Gururao, is to meet you at the only Polya spaceport, which is coincidentally located in Polya City.
Are you able to write the phonetic pronunciation of that guy's name down in the Roll20?
Yeah.
Rao.
Because I'm gonna butcher that shit. Rao?
No, wait, I can't. It's not Ro. Wait, it's wow, but there. Wow,
Rao.
but Rao.
Okay.
All right.
Sweet.
Having a row.
Yeah.
Rao
So-
interruption.
Yeah. So he's a religious leader, so he's a guru.
Oh, okay.
So that's not his name. Okay, but this is not the only thing you're here. Oh, by the way, so the sort of I'm gonna mess up the name as well. I said it one time, and I'm never gonna be able to do it. Atagaris, right? The sword of Atagaris is it comes with some a portable encryption machine to test against the sword tech encryption for verification. Okay, so you have that as cargo. But this is not the only reason why you were sent to Poye. You're doing something else here, and now I want you to pick from a list of 6 options here. I want you guys to talk amongst yourselves and pick the one thing that you guys do not want to do. Okay, so this is the one option you do not want to do, and I will copy them and paste them in Roll20 as well as say them. Okay.
Okay.
So here's the first one. You're here to pick up Chandra missionaries and deliver them to the nearby Kalani system, which is 1 sector hop away, and deliver them to a space station above the dangerous planet Mona.
Okay, so just before we get into any more of these details, why exactly would we want to do anything that doesn't help our solar with whatever it is that they're trying to do?
Well, a couple things. Money. 1 is direct pay for you guys. 2 would be improved relationships between Chandra and the rest of the Solar. You know how they like stick to themselves? Well, if by kind of like helping them out and trying to fix their things, maybe they might be a little more proactive. Once again, they're a powerful faction, like in terms of technology, right? Only now are they willing to part with some of their holy items, or quote unquote holy items, and one of them being this sort of encryption. Perhaps they have other things. So this sort of gesturing of goodwill, building of relationships is another reason why you might want to be doing these things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
So so your first one is picking up Chandra missionaries and delivering them 1 sector hop away to a space station that sits above a dangerous planet called Ona. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that you guys have been following rumors of an AI host smuggling operation that's based in Poye City. So basically, remember we talked about how AIs need hosts to live and people trade them? Well, apparently someone is smuggling people against their will to become hosts. And apparently for money or something, right? You're not sure.
Can we get a generic term for that? Like, like riding the dragon or whatever the fuck we say in on Earth, right? Can we get like a generic term for that in this game?
For what?
Smuggling people from one place to another so that AI can booty hop them and ride them as a way to, I guess, escape.
Hot hosting. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's human trafficking or alien trafficking.
Yeah.
Right. Post trafficking.
Skin shipping.
Skin shipping. There we go. Skin shipping. Fucking perfect. Hell yeah. So you're tracking down a skin shipping operation based in Poise. That's number 2. All right. I'll copy and paste that one into chat as well. Number 3 is you're here to drop off volatile, dangerous thermotech residual generators and sell them off to the church, to the cabal. And these thermotech residual generators are to be used to help cool down the atmosphere and prevent some of the climate changes.
There's some questions in chat about the colony name. So Kika's playing a swarm of bugs, which is why it's called colony. But they basically form up to like a single creature.
Like an organic Voltron.
Like a Voltron, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Bug Voltron. That's a great way of putting it.
Except
Bug
it's
Voltron,
like
yeah.
100 bugs in a trench coat.
Yeah, 100 bugs in a trench coat trying to get into an R18 movie, basically. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except they're actually
Right.
fused together into one light form,
Right.
so you can't I can't split apart into 100 bugs because that could get kind of OP.
You're not Sandman from fucking.
Remember,
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So remember, you're picking the one that you do not want to do. Right. This is the mission you do not want. So the next one after the dropping off the thermotech residual generators would be recovering those dangerous thermotech generators that were stolen by pirates in this sector to deliver to Poye.
Okay.
The next one would be to serve as security forces in Poye City for the upcoming mating ritual time. Like it's like springtime for them. It's called the Unison Call. And so obviously this is expected to have a lot of dangerous tensions rise as the mating disproportion of genders will cause quite enough
extreme thirst throughout the colony.
yeah. To the point of social upheaval, right? So like you will be a security force responsible for responding to social unrest.
Okay.
Right.
I know which one I'm interested in seeing. So.
But then the last one is you are also you're hired to infiltrate the upcoming rituals and basically agitate them and cause a ruckus. And then plant blame on heretics who oppose the doctrine of one mate.
Okay, so who's asking us to do this? The Solar?
The last one?
Yeah, or everything.
No, which ones in particular? Because different ones have different like clients.
These are like our contracts.
Oh, these
like,
okay. So these are like
this is how
the generic
we're getting
job
money.
posting boards.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, I think of it that way.
Yeah, so we're picking up some contracts.
Like basically think of it this way: you're Solar, right? As you're employed by your Solar, you're there to do the sword tech encryption, right? Like that's what you're doing. But because you guys are industrious and you want to do some other shit, you had some other options of basically taking a couple of jobs while you're doing there. Two birds, one stone, etc. So the question here is, which one of those 6 did you not want to do? But if you want more information, I can kind of like clarify some stuff here.
Probably, I'm probably gonna say the last one, because the other ones sound like a lot of fun, to be honest with you. But the last one to me sounds like intentionally hostile. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be the paladin of space, but like at the same time, I'm not gonna go out of my way to, rub the pandas of the galaxy the wrong way.
But at the same time, that would probably, put someone who is in a position of power in a position where they owe us more.
So can we get more information on who's
with relations?
Yeah, who wants the space pandas to not get down and jiggy with it?
The space.
They have difficulty banging, so they're 5. Space pandas. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're talking about number 5?
No, number 6, the last one.
Okay. Well, that one, because you say that, but maybe I failed to be clear here. The 6 is the opposite one.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm interested in helping the space pandas make more babies, obviously.
Got it. Okay. Right.
Look, man, you put a space orgy in front of me, I'm gonna be like, excuse me, hold up.
Okay. Right. So this one is so specifically this person who you're getting the job for the security forces job. That's Raju.
Okay.
Basically the head of security for sort of the cabal.
Mm-hmm.
This whole planet is a theocracy, right? So think of it that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like a perfect theocracy. There are several, like, think of like Christianity today and how there's like a bunch of different versions of it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a think of if denominations were political parties. It's kind of like that.
A reverend from every church.
Yeah, so like you have different like factions within their religion, but like your religion is your nationalism.
Sure. Like you have a Lutheran priest, Lutheran, whatever.
The Lutheran party, the Catholic party, like whatever, just
Protestant party representing good old England.
The intricacies of the Chandra like religious politics and things like that is not something that you guys have spent a lot of time on. Right, so it's fair to say it's literally alien.
So speaking specifically from my character's point of view, and to be fair, this is the first episode, so I haven't had a lot of chances to elaborate on what Logan actually is, but the only things that come to mind for me are he's basically one of the only I don't know if we decided that or put that in stone human to make it out of the reach of wands into the reach of rings, which is, you know, if you want to know more on that, go check out the character creation episode. A lot of that was explained over there, but I would like to play him as a space tourist to a degree, right? Like, see what's going on outside of 2018 Earth. You know what I mean? So I'm interested in seeing things, not so much starting problems. So I would be interested in dropping the last one because that seems like the most irritable, ruckus causing one. But that's my vote.
That's the one where if it goes
my
wrong, we're the
vote
most
is the
likely to
same.
get in big trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, same for me. Though I just wanted to say that contract number 2, where it says disrupt an AI host smuggling operation. How does that work, Eric? Because I believe we do have some of those AI slaves in our ship. Those are my ancillary bodies.
Those are yours.
So
yeah,
it'd be kind of hypocritical to stop that unless we kept them, maybe.
I thought they were just worker
this
bots.
is illegal. I mean, yeah, but ostensibly every host is willing.
Okay.
They're like,
So this is
instead of being an organ donor on your license, you're a host donor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good question.
Right.
Where did the human hosts that are in the ship came from? The ones that we have.
Right. So they're not. So yeah. So they're not humans. So they're a mix of other races that we've yet to be seen yet. We can fill them in.
Oh, I thought they were just like empty husks that like have an automated program until.
No,
Okay.
they were once people. There were once people who they've been given to the AIs. This was the dark bargain that helped protect AI. Like AI was like, we're both gonna die to this anomaly unless you help me help you this way.
Radio. Okay.
And so they basically had to make this agreement. So a lot of people were unwilling starting out, but at this point, it's once again it's a big conflict in terms of sort of the how powers are right now and what to do with them, right? So it's you're right. These questions are on the minds, and different people have different feelings about them.
So is ours like a legal gray loophole, and this other one like illegal?
So
Yeah. This one's definitely illegal. But
So-
go ahead.
the way that I'm understanding it is like, you know how you're not supposed to be harvesting organs out of people, you know?
Yeah, it's
And
a thing.
if you're a organ donor, it's legal, it's regulated. So if you're a host, you know, and you come from a regulated source, that's legal, you know. But these guys are they're kidnapping people, they're putting them on a ship, and they are taking them to AIs to hand over.
It's conscription versus fucking hostage situation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
One question, Eric. I think we should define, once a person becomes an AI host, is that a permanent thing, or can they be rescued?
Is there like brain burn or something like that?
Yeah,
Like-
no, it's a permanent thing.
Okay.
There
brain
is some
burn.
research into like that is something that's sort of very cutting edge right now. For the most part, people, it's kind of like it's mostly like brain burn. It's like when you have someone else in your head for that long, like being you, like what is left of you, you're mostly just kind of brain dead.
I like
They give
to
you-
think of it as like a
don't
memory
have an
foam
ego.
pillow, right? Where like they like it just a whole of the AI is just sort of just mushed into there.
Well, it's like a
you've been
frontal
in a
lobe
coma
lobotomy.
forever. Yeah, you've been in a coma forever, and now it's like who are you?
Yeah.
And it's at this point it's very difficult to readjust and I think there's probably a scientific term for it. I haven't given it a name, but there's probably a medical condition. It's something like social shock or something like that, where like you just break down at a point because you can't handle how like society has changed and who you are, and it's because and just maybe just the leftover activity from being part of an AI, just it changes the way your brain works now.
Okay.
So it's just a cascade of problems that just means that a host cannot reintegrate.
All right. Well, Zip, Kiko, which ones do you feel like you would?
Benedictus wouldn't want to do the missionary transport.
Well, I don't think we're gonna come to an agreement then if we've got every single person's got different ones. Why exactly do you not want to do the missionary one?
Oh, because religion destroyed his race.
Okay.
And he just doesn't want to he just doesn't want to deal with it. When he finds out that it's religious, he's like, nah, it's not something for me. Oh, drop off the volatile, dangerous thermotech residual generators. Yeah, no, I could do that. I'm equipped for that.
Or stop the orgy.
Yeah, I could stop the orgy right quick. You just go in there, you give them a little bit of a sleepy powder, everything goes to sleep.
Also, by the way, like, real quick, sorry, Henley, chat's popping off right now. I just want you to know that frickin' shout out to Zach and Echerman, because it's actually not a theocracy, it's an ecclesiocracy. Okay, so it's an ecclesiocracy. That is exactly what it is.
Actually,
what does that mean exactly?
Yeah. So
Ecclesiocracy is when they are religious, but the divine is not their source, is not the source of their power.
Right. So the leader.
What is the source of the power?
So the source of their power is the state, and it comes from the people, right? So like, what I don't want to get super into the weeds about their religion and everything like that, but because their religion was like it's very much in the style of following a certain path, knowing your place, and thinking about the greater good of everybody, not just yourself. It's a very kind of like a collectivist style dogma that it's cool in a way, because it's like think ahead but also get ahead, because it has a sort of that competitive
I mean, we
capitalist
are at a
advantage to
birthing
it.
orgy. Of course,
Right.
everyone would
Yeah.
get ahead.
So
so
it's
like,
so there's a little bit of like divide here, but basically they're like, look, man, like they don't claim to have a complete like sense of the divine. It's more like, look, I don't know, but by following this shit, we didn't die to the scream. So let's keep doing that. That's a good idea. Let's do this thing.
mm-hmm.
So that was kind of the big deal that sort of cemented their society in this way. So it's less religious and more kind of like not even spiritual. It's just more cultural, dogmatic, principled. Like imagine like following the 10 Commandments, or like following like the Talmud or something like that, where it's just like it's more of like this guide or this doctrine, less than the actual sense of a God. Which is why they're like, no, like we have to follow one mate rule, like polyamory, or for our situation, that's heretical.
All right, and Kiko,
Anyways.
where do you fit on which one we want to drop?
I sort of feel like 5 and 6 are a bit opposed, so it feels weird doing
both? Yeah,
both
exactly.
of them.
Mhm.
So I don't know, maybe my character might not be comfortable with doing 6, because that seems like meddling too much in another society, and she's not super into that.
Mm-hmm.
Or they.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm getting multiple votes for 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Cool. Okay. So here's the next step. I need one of you to roll a d6 for me, and here's the results. And I'm going to also offer another bargain for you too. Okay. You're going to roll a d6.
Okay.
If it's a 6, it's not the mission that you want, and you get to pick which of those the remaining 5 missions it is. On a 4 or 5, it's not the mission that you said you wanted, but I, the GM, get to pick it. On a 3 minus, it's definitely the one that you didn't want.
Well, shit.
Good job, Alex.
So, no, this is okay. So think of it this way: of being like, why did you get? So like, we'll figure. So like, don't worry. In the worst case scenario or whatever, like we're doing the one that you don't want to do. Like then we'll come up with a reason why, right? Why we're stuck doing this one. Okay. So don't worry about it. Like I got us covered here. But
Shut up. We're going to the missionaries. I'm just kidding.
Before we decide though to see who wants to do who's doing the rolling here, I'm also going to offer this, right? So it's a roll a d6 and then take the result. I will offer an additional die. So you could roll 2d6 and take the highest of those 2 dice. If you all agree that the Sword of Atagaras did not return to dock for your routine ship inspections last month, and that you've just been flying around and you're kind of due for a pickup, due for a check-in, your check engine light, like just get kind of rearmed, polished, and all those types of stuff, right?
So wait, we could choose the one that we want to do, but our ship is ill-equipped.
No, you get an additional die. So so rather than rolling 1d6, roll 2d6, take the highest of those 2 dice of this result. If you agree that you guys spent last month instead on traveling, doing jobs, and you didn't return for your regular inspections.
I mean, at this point in the game, Eric, it doesn't matter which one it is to me, honestly.
Right. These are just fictional things.
Yeah.
But don't worry. Yeah.
I'm okay with rolling again and just having, because that, whatever Eric said was the thing sounded good to me. So
that sounds interesting.
Yeah. Sounds like a thing that I would be like, but what's over there? Let's go take a look.
I love it that Logan's walking by and like this little piece of electrical tape like falls off a piece of the ship, and he like picks it up like, yeah, that's weird, and looks over and notices the check engine light's on, and he's like, Benny, and Benny comes over, grabs the electrical tape and slaps it back on. Fixed.
I don't know if that would happen, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of good reasons, not just hey, we were short on money or whatever. You don't want to fill out a bunch of paperwork. You don't want to go sit in a dock for a couple of weeks or whatever.
It's boring. Let's go out and woo some alien ladies.
He'll fix it. He can fix it.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah, I can fix it.
Yeah. And it's not like the sword's dilapidated, the sword's pretty good.
Do I really have to fix a ship that can think for itself? If anything, he should have the responsibility of self-preservation.
All right, there's that other one, Eric. So what's a 5 do?
All right. Okay. So on a 5, it's not the mission that you chose, but I get to pick the extra mission.
Which is the same as 1 through 3, so yeah.
No, on a 1 to 3, it's the mission that you did not want.
Yeah. So the one we chose is the one that we don't want to do. So we still don't have to do that, but he gets to choose a different one for us to do.
Right. So if it was a 6, you get to pick. You guys as a group get to pick which mission you're on. Right. On a 4 or 5, you have.
Wait, I thought we were
locked in
picking
that
the
you
ones
don't
that
get 6. Yeah. You pick the one mission you do not want to do.
Okay. Yeah, that's what we did, right? 6.
Yeah. And so on a 4 to 5, I honor that you do not want to do that mission. I cannot pick that mission for you, but I must pick from the remainder.
Okay. So
So on a 6 would have meant that you would have gotten to you would have also not gotten that one that you do not want, but you've also would have gotten your option to pick yourselves.
Right. Okay.
Right? But on a 3 minus, it's none of us make the choice. You've already made the choice. It's the shitty one that you don't want.
Okay, I get you. That makes sense. Right. Okay. Very confusing, but we got there.
Yeah, because you have to think of it in the negative, it's where you're choosing the not the ones. But
negative.
Whatever.
Boy.
Wait, we got it. Yeah, so I'm definitely picking the one that you guys have to recover the thermotech generators that were stolen by pirates.
Okay.
All right. So, let's start with you guys going through space, getting here, right? So you guys are following one of the drill spaces, the flow, the sort of extra dimensional wormhole energy that lets you navigate towards this part of the systems here. Specifically, Poye is part of the Meta system, or Meta, MEDA. Well, I like Meta.
Meta, yeah.
Okay, so and like I said, I described it. Meta is a Meta. Meta is a binary star system, so it's two stars orbiting each other super close.
Can you pull up
one of them's
the actual star map so we can see where we are in the world? Or?
I don't have a copy of it. I have it on a website. I can print it, but it just doesn't look good.
I mean, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I will do this for you. I gotcha. The one that I have selected is the one.
Okay.
Boop 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 boop. Let me save it. But anyways, and so while you guys are traveling here, who's typically the person who gets you? Who's the person who typically navigates for the ship? Is it?
That would be the sword.
Is it the sword itself?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I need you, Derek, to sort of set the tone here with your jump.
How does that?
So you're
work?
making. All right. So we're making a travel roll through space. Okay. Right. So you're within range to make the jump, right? Because you're only going from one spot to another within one here. All right. But so the idea here is that then you need to make a pilot check of a DC of 7. Okay.
Is that from the skill?
Yeah.
the
So
skill list?
it's a skill, and that's the one you have to. It's pilot. No, it's not pilot. It's I think it's. Is it administer?
Oh no, it's an int pilot check. Formerly, it was like Astro Navigate.
Yeah, it was Astro Navigate previously. So
Yeah, it's int. So it's a pilot test using your int modifier, right? So what that means is you roll a 2d6, add your pilot skill, plus your intelligence modifier.
Yeah,
when
I
you
think
roll,
need to hit the.
it should pop up and ask you what attribute you're using. So
Yep.
Yeah, it does. And then it says assisted. Is that like help? Or
Yeah,
how does
it's-
it work?
Yeah, but nobody. I don't think anybody is helping you.
Yeah.
aiding
don't
a
have
skill
a
check.
pilot.
Sometimes the PC will want to lend a hand to another when they have to do a difficult feat. To do this, a player first describes what sort of action they're taking to help their comrade. If the GM agrees the effort, player rolls relevant skill against the same difficulty as the original check. If it's a success, the other PC gets a +1. So basically, let's say you're trying to open a door and one guy is pulling on it really hard, right? And then another person does like a computer check or whatever to, loosen the holds on the door, but the door is still heavy, right? So the DC is still the same, but they would make an athletics, they would make a computer check, and then the athletics check would get a +1 if they succeed. And that's basically how it works. But in the case of navigating and, jumping and stuff like that, the only really help that you can get is if by, some sort of like scout check or something like that to like look at a map or some shit. But that's something we just don't have right now. So
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
I might
I
just
rolled.
roll shit.
Knowing is possible if you
I
would
thought
have said
you-
like, oh, we got a map or something, but
I thought you said I have notes. And I'm just...
yeah.
Yeah, I have notes on that. I made notes this morning.
That's
I'd like to invoke my instinct, Eric.
yeah.
Right. There is there is a foci that like can trivialize this, but I don't think anyone has it, which is why I asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it's called.
The helping one.
Oh no, chat's got it. It's
Starfarer.
Starfarer. Yeah, if you have the Starfarer background, you could just ignore this because it's an easy roll.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the star map looks like we're starting in 0606 and we're
Yep.
moving over to 0505, selected in red.
That's what
this is
that's what
what
the
we're
star maps normally look like. So for every
Yeah.
hex, right? The way that it works in the system, for every hex that you want to go through, it's another jump, unless you have a drill on the ship that's like it's a drill 2, which allows you to go 2 hexes in 1 jump, sort of thing. So that's basically the simple rule and stuff.
And stand by. I'm working on getting a prettier map of this setup.
Yeah.
That's like that's isometric, and you can see the sort of drill space lines through all the different parts. Okay.
Nice, cool.
Sort of Antigaris does have a drill to spike drive.
Perfect. So yeah, you could go up to 2 paces away.
Yep. And also, like, if it's like navigating safe spaces, like on the drill lines or whatever, it would actually
Give
the
you a +1.
difficulty. No, I think the difficulty is lower, but I think I don't remember what it is, but
I don't remember that. I don't think that's true. Maybe. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So so you guys jump and you arrive. Every time you go through drill space leaves you off to the very far periphery of every star sector, or every star system, I should say. Okay. Because by doing this, you are because gravity fucks up with getting into drill space. So in order to sort of travel around and find and get to Poye and stuff like that, you're going to have to cruise around to do this. However, you're also tasked to get to find these pirates here. So my question to you guys is whether or not you'll be trying to go for a sort of a quick run into Poye, drop off and do your task with the solar encryption, right? Or would you be going after the pirates first?
So the pirate one was specifically this is the one where we wait, what one was it? Recover volatile dangerous thermo residue generators. That's the one,
residual generators.
Residual generators, sorry.
Yeah. Basically pirates attacked a previous convoy with these residual generators, these climate changing protectors, and it's basically holding them for ransom. And rather than pay these pirates, they want you to come in and recover them.
Okay. Yeah. We negotiate with guns.
Yeah, or maybe you pay. Yeah. They don't want to foot the bill. And that's why they've hired the cops to come here and do it for you, right?
Okay. How much how much are we let's say we blow them up, right? Let's say we blow them up. How much does that fall back on us? Like, are we like, well, we didn't follow the book, but we got the job done? Are we how does that work exactly? How much responsibility do we have for our actions?
If we blow them up, aren't the generators destroyed then?
Well, you don't know. That these generators are too big to be kept on the sort of light fighters and crafts like that. There's obviously a base of some kind that they're keeping them here, right? There's some sort of storehouse for these generators. Imagine, I don't have a picture for you or a handout, but think of one of these generators as sort of a very large construction bulldozer, right? Like a big old Caterpillar machine. These are huge, almost terraforming machines that sort of.
Oh, they'd be the size of a warehouse.
Yeah, they can't change the surface of a planet but they can draw in heat, right? And so they put them on top of mountains, and they basically just absorb heat, right? They're like a huge cold, they're literally a heat sink. If your place was a fucking CPU, they're the heat sinks that you can put on the planet that can sort of just draw in extra residual heat, right? So they're very technologically advanced, very expensive. But obviously, if you're dealing with things on the power of that scale, these things are volatile. If they're not configured right, if they're damaged, bad things can happen, right?
Okay. And I assume we have the required technology on board to house such volatile things?
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
I mean, they're volatile if they're shot at, right? Think of it that way.
Oh, so it's like a nuclear reactor. Sweet. Let me just chuck that in the back of my sedan. Let's go.
That's kind of what you guys are doing. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Right. So think of it that way. Right. So would you guys be making your way to Poye first, or would you be on the hunt first for the pirates? There's risk and rewards, obviously, for both options, right? This is just sort of a personal taste approach for what you guys value.
I think Benny would push like we need to get those sword codes, mainly so he can look at them and fiddle around with them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to go meet some new folk, meet and greet, and we can maybe even see if they have any information about where the pirates are.
Right.
I mean, it's within their system; they might have something. So.
Right.
And we could update our tech if we went.
Yeah, they're tech level 4. We're tech level 4, right? So.
Well, no, get the sword codes. I could see if I can implement them into our system.
What's the deal behind that? Like, if he does that, is that bad or good or?
These are like super powerful. Okay. Like this is like supercharging the piece of equipment that it's being uploaded to, right?
So all right. Think of it this way, Henley. Know what you're trying to grab. Think of this as destiny. This is an engram.
Okay.
Right. This is an encoded piece of sword technology that contains obviously some sort of programmatic codes and algorithms that if you are able to decrypt it, which you have a sword tech decryptor, like not necessarily as part of your ship, but as a remote thing, as sort of like a safe box to kind of review it, right? So you don't know what they have, but you're here to collect it, and technically, you're tasked with collecting it and bringing it back to sort of your agency for selling.
Makes sense. Right? So it's basically just like blueprints then, almost to a degree. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I was thinking more like
think of it that,
I was thinking like a fucking Jedi holocron or some shit like that. Like that's what I thought it was. You know, like you know, mind bending bullshit or something like that. But if it's just a blueprint, then whatever. Let the man fuck with whatever he wants to fuck with.
Their instructions, they're typically sword tech stuff, and encryptions are either like instructions to like how to design and build something in a way that you didn't know how to previously, right? Or they could literally be like just strictly software, not instructions, but like software for that can like run on top of things as sort of like an improved operating system or like fundamentally change things. But the problem is that you never know unless you have one of these sort of decryptors.
Cool.
Or it could be a recipe for space chili.
It could be a space chili recipe.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do the go down to the planet. Man, I can't wait to actually get into character. Come on, let's do it. Let's get in there.
Right.
I'm ready.
So let's start there right now, right? So we still need to decide if we're going to go down to the planet first, and what's it like for everybody when they come out of jump? Like, what does it feel like to leave hyperspace, right? You guys are talking about your mission and figuring out what the next order is.
Okay,
right? So do that.
In order to get that right, I need to know how infantile I am to this whole thing.
You tell me, right? I imagine you are pretty infantile. You've been around for like maybe like 50 years now, but like it's not like you really age, right? I imagine something like that. You've had enough time to spin around, be inducted into the to the sort of Atagaris as a crew member, join the solar fleet and sail in the stars. Like you are like you're not just like born yesterday.
Got it.
Right.
Got it. Cool. So I'm not just okay. I'm not fish out of water status. I'm
but there's still some holes, right? That there's still assumptions that you make that aren't necessarily true.
So I'm not gonna have. Okay. Cool. So.
Yeah.
All right then. What is the main bridge look like in this place? Like how many? We've got like what 40 odd crew members here on the ship.
Yeah. It's like about the size of the Normandy,
Cool. All right then. Yeah.
For an idea, like 25 to 40. You guys are probably rocking a full crew.
So, what does this planet look like? Earth? Does it look like Earth? Kind of like blue and greens?
Oh yeah, I described it a long time ago. I'll start there again. Yeah, this planet comes in from you can't see it yet on visual range, But think of light gray, like think of clouds, think of forest greens, think of pristine, clear glacial lakes, right? Like clear water. Once again, like think of like every single fucking like national park in America. Like think of
Okay.
like the shit that you would put on a bottled water for like imagery, right? Like think of that, right? So think of like nice like gray mist kind of colored clouds. Think of snow-topped gray stone mountains. Think of those dark fir green forests. Think of all of that stuff.
Okay. Do we have it on long range scanners? Because we have those.
Yeah.
Benny looks at green. Ugh.
I don't know. It reminds me a lot of home, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, Earth. Yeah. I remember Earth. Yeah, you guys were weird.
You know, I don't rightly know what to say to you when you say things like that.
Well, did you guys how old did you know that they had 51 different areas and they kept all their aliens in the 51st one? Yeah. I never went back to Earth after that. After that stint in your torture chamber, having scientists poke and prod me. They said that we were Martians. No, we weren't Martians. Man,
Let me get this right. You were in Area 51 of my planet, which happened to me like that was what 40 years ago for me, where I'm from. So you're not technically that old then.
oh, I'm older than you'd think. Yeah, we don't look it, but you guys used to make propaganda. We used to get it out on our scanners. Little green men put us in like a movie with talking toys and a claw.
Oh, it makes a whole lot more sense. You're really into the butt stuff then, huh?
What? Absolutely not. Look. There
All
are
reports say that you guys were sucking up cows and humans and putting things in their rectums.
Ew. We don't like bovine. No, we were doing some diplomacy with the Martians. I mean, Martians, they're these giant crab-like worm-looking creatures. If you guys saw a Martian, I don't think you guys would be able to comprehend it.
There's a lot that I don't comprehend, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's all right, Logan. I don't comprehend much either. So, what are we doing here?
Well, did you read the dossier?
No, I was too busy scrapping some of Yuki's medical-based stuff for parts.
I'm sorry, who? Who did you reference this in?
That is not how my name is pronounced.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Denez. It's really hard for my lips to, pronounce it. Can I call you Yuki? Yicthinez. Okay, sorry.
Yes.
Sword, can you pull up the scan of this planet that we're supposed to be going to?
Instantly, Logan. Just wanted to say, by the way, that the host bodies that are the crew of Sword of Adegaris, they're probably not human. They're probably a mix of different races. And at any given point when you interact with the ship, Sword of Adegaris, any one of them may reply. So
I like the idea
Jesus Christ, Phil, what are you doing talking?
I love the idea that
feel
we're
like-
walking down the hallway talking about, I don't know, some bullshit, and then like a guy who's walking holding a clipboard would be like, that's wrong,
Have anyone here seen the Netflix show Travelers?
Not
Okay,
really.
so it's about time travelers, and there's a giant quantum computer that can send messages through time. And children are the only ones that could survive that without frying their brain, kind of deal.
How
So
anime?
well, okay, so there are some points in the show where all of a sudden these random kids show up with a message from the leader. You know, so I assume it's something like that. We're like, "Hey, Sword, can you get me the grocery list?" And all of a sudden, like a door opens and like this random person you named Phil hands you a clipboard. It's like, oh, right.
So what do we know about this spit?
You're asking me or Eric?
I mean, you are Eric in this instance. So we're after some architecture, huh? Blueprints, whatever. Do we know where it's supposed to land? Can't we just go there now?
Eric said yes.
Yeah, no, like you're supposed to remember. You're supposed. I said it. I said it super early on. So I wish I would have copied this over too.
It's called role playing. That's where we role play as our characters. Just letting you know.
All right. So, Yukthanas, you're a doctor, right? Your character.
Yes.
What are you a doctor in? Just so that I can do something. Medicine. Okay. Sure. I don't know how sci-fi we're going in this. So why don't we just go down there and we'll start from there, yeah?
I have doctorates in xenobiology and biochemistry as well.
So why is it that being closer to the sun makes more females? What's the deal with that? Do you know?
Would I know that, Eric? Should I roll like a no?
Is it like the difference between
Yeah.
boxes and briefs?
It's
Yeah, no, this is a perfect time to do a no, or even like a culture test. I would allow either here for you to know, like, yeah, for you to get an idea about stuff. Like this might be something that, yeah. Let's see how much you know about them.
Okay, and would that attribute for that be
Intelligence, probably,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, it seems like it's probably an intelligence
Or
check.
wisdom. I don't know. Wisdom seems more street-based, though, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that if I don't say that the average difficulty, it's a 7, so that's perfect. Yeah, so you would know the reasons, right? You would know that the their orbit and their way their gender is determined based on the temperature for the born.
Yes, they have certain things about their genome that activate in higher climates, which increases the probability of a fetus to develop female sexual characteristics.
So like if they humped a space heater, would that do anything, or does it specifically have to be from the sun?
It has to do with ambient temperature.
Oh, okay.
Being momentarily by a heater would not affect them, but prolonged exposure to said heater during gestation would.
Oh man, it blows my mind. All right, so we got okay. All right. And he like hops down. His head's like his eyes are kind of like level with the edge of the scanning table, and he walks over to a cabinet, pulls out a coffee mug that says "World's Best Goblin Engineer," and starts pouring himself some coffee. And he sips. Man, that's great. I did. Wow, a race that literally, if they're pregnant, they have to hump a space heater, and that determines the sex of their children. Man.
No.
No wonder you're the
Or
last
you're-
of your kind, honestly. Like, it makes a little more sense now that you speak to me.
He kind of like stops and he stares. Yeah, no, yeah, that's totally the reason why I'm the last of my kind.
So,
And there's a reason why we try to stay away from your planet too.
well, apparently you didn't because you were there for a holiday. So,
It wasn't by choice. I can tell you that.
Can we prepare to land now?
Yeah.
Okay, if we want to land at Polye, we only have two choices. We can dock at the only spaceport at Polye City. I have tracked the coordinates, or we could try to land elsewhere stealthily.
now why would we want to do that?
Do we have any
Plus, we
escape
have-
pods?
Yes, we do have space escape pods. I bought them.
Oh, sweet. And he like runs over. Or we could just space drop in and make it a wonderful entrance. Come on, let's do it. It'll be great.
Why don't we just land at the city? I think that'll work.
We
best.
should. Plus, we are expected to meet Guru Rao at the spaceport. That's our contact.
Yeah. All right. Fine. Next planet, we're dropping in space pods.
You would be responsible for getting the pods back up to the ship.
Yes,
I'm good
they
with that.
possibly have enough fuel for reaching surface.
Oh, that's fine.
No.
I could do that. That seems like easy stuff.
I mean, we would have to park the ship next to them to retrieve them, which defeats the purpose.
It's not about having a purpose, Addie. It's about sending a message.
We are
Sort of at Agaris, please.
No, that we're badass mother fornicators, and we don't take shit off of no one.
I have so many problems
saying-
with that.
Right. Okay. So are we landing or what? Do I need my wrench? You know what? I'm gonna go get my wrench. And he like walks down to engineering to go get his
We are
wrench.
currently on course for Poly City Spaceport. We will be earthbound in 20 minutes.
I feel like I walk through another part of the room, and then somebody like turns around, and he says like one part of that, and he walks through another door, and another person turns around.
That's exactly how I envisioned it.
Oh, geez. Addie, it's really weird. Can't we just put speakers? Can't you just speak to us over like a ship-wide intercom? Do you have to do the thing where you take Marnie and you take over her brain? Benny has named every single one of these crew members.
I still find it upsetting that you name each one of my ancillary bodies. They do not have identity. Please don't name them.
Wow. And he looks over at his like little floating dodecahedron. Yo, Dee Dee has a soul. She has an identity. So Marnie has an identity.
You do have that? A flying thing?
It's like a ghost in Destiny. It's like a VI.
Yeah, he picked up a VI, I guess. How much did that cost you?
I came out of the sarcophagus with it. It's part of my race.
Okay. Sweet.
What?
Yeah. That couldn't possibly go wrong.
No, not at all. Won't gain
All right.
sentience by itself and eat his brain at nighttime. No, nothing can
We'll
happen.
see. Okay. All right. So the call from the sword goes out to the spaceport. You guys make your formalities to land. Directed to land at the spaceport. Smash cut. You guys, to guys making a quick, easy landing. To give you guys an idea as you're coming in here, the spaceport's not very busy. While there is numerous sort of like cross-planetoid flights, ships going outbound to space are few and far between. For the most part, things are, if they are, they're mostly governmental religious maintenance vehicles handling up like their satellites and sort of all that type of stuff. So there's not really that much in terms of activity. when you guys arrive. However, they have certainly rolled out the red carpets for you as Guru Rao, who shows up. He looks small compared to their retinue of sort of like guards and ambassadors for you all. And Rao is a yellow, like more yellow than green skinned lizard person, wearing sort of a nice, gentle one suit, or like sort of like a I guess the best way of putting it would maybe be something like like a man's wedding attire in like India, like one of those nice
Yeah, I was thinking like
suits.
monkey robes or
Robes.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like think of like night. It's like very fine. Yeah.
You muted yourself, Derek, as you started talking.
No, I'm sorry. Can we see their gender? Is it something we can see because they're reptiles?
Yeah. No, you can't tell their gender.
Oh,
Would it be coloration? Like, would females be more vibrant colors?
I don't know. It's
yeah. Like
Benny goes up.
I believe most reptiles you cannot see their genders.
Benny goes up to Guru Rao. So, and he kind of squints. Are you a boy or are you a girl?
Please excuse our goblin. He has no sense of decorum.
Eric, what about languages? Is there like a common trade language or
yeah.
what?
There is sort of a common space trade language. Ostensibly, it's English, for our purposes here for play and role playing, right? But yeah, I think in particular, I think maybe different solars have different default languages, right? Yeah. But however, Chandras do not really speak the trade language too well. Some of the most industrious ones have learned the language, but like native Chandran is also pretty difficult to learn.
Would I know it?
Yes, you would.
Okay,
or you have the diplomat skill.
Yeah, I would. Right. I would swap to their language, I guess.
Yeah, and you've so like I think the more we play, the better we're gonna get used to doing this kind of thing. Yeah. But like we've been traveling for about 10 days or so, right, to do the spike drive thing, and so during that time you have been practicing the language. You've been given whatever like brief from Solar, like from the Solars Federation, the actual like, here's what you need to know. Here's the Duolingo account. Like gather as much as you can.
I was gonna say like because you know how they pumped all that shit into my brain.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like the moment I hear it, it just kind of like.
Oh, it
like,
just happens.
It just happens, yeah. Or like I don't even realize that I'm speaking in that language to them. Like it's kind of like. Yeah, that's how I imagine.
You realize when Benny like turns and looks at you. All right, show off. We get it. We you know every language in the known galaxy.
Right.
Like, hobbles off.
Yeah, it's a very difficult language to speak because it's very quiet. It's actually a lot of like breathing, and sort of like an ASMR kind of way. Like it's it's very quiet. It's really so like they're like
it's a very diaphragmatic sort of language.
Yeah, and it's like they have these big eyes. They're excited. Yeah, like they have these bright expressions, and then their voices are all very quiet, and they're like, "Hello, welcome."
Huh?
And specifically Rao. So like the Rao once again is wearing a very nice sort of like gown. I feel I wish I knew the actual word for this thing, but it's understated but obviously very elegant. He's a member of sort of the upper castes of archivists and priests, and guides. So they are they clearly have an aura of an air of importance to them. They're waited on by a couple staff members around them, and the staff members, they kind of like part ways for you guys to get the welcome, and they're surprised about how well you speak here, their language.
Oh,
yeah. I'll say again. Please excuse our goblin friend. He is he's a goblin.
I feel like they don't have a word for goblin, so it's kind of like
they just use the common word.
Goblin. Yeah, no, their word is like small menace. right? Like that's what goblin means in their language. Yeah.
He like squints. What are you saying about me?
That you're a goblin.
Oh, I mean, I don't like that word. That's not my word.
You have
I'm
a coffee cup that
Zymedian.
says it on it, so you know.
This was a gift from Bob. From on the ship. I actually stole some of the
So I
crew.
turned my attention back to the what was his name? Sorry.
Rao?
Rao. Turn my attention back to Rao, and I introduce everyone else. And well, what is the suit that you're wearing, Derek?
Whenever I'm doing ground operations, I'm using my military grade ancillary. It's like a full armored soldier. With
I like the
guns.
idea that it's in diplomatic mode, which is to say we put a similar type robe on you. Almost, right?
Yeah, but wouldn't. Yeah, it is. It works. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have an alien species for this one though. What do you imagine what do you imagine your host body looks like here, Derek?
It's
The more like amphibian, bird, fish, insect, mammal, reptilian.
Does it look like
I
Bebop
think-
and or Rocksteady?
I'd say my main military ancillary is a reptilian type of alien, but very different from the.
Like an alligator or something.
Like yeah, it's
that.
because like crocodilian.
Yeah. Space
Yeah.
crocodile.
Yeah.
It's more like yeah.
Upright space
Oh.
crocodile.
Addie
Right.
brought out Colin for today. It's good to see you, Colin.
So I'll introduce everyone and I'll offer to translate for him for everyone if it helps proceedings.
Yeah.
So I'll just work as a intermediary, I guess.
Yeah. Right. And so
Obviously, so that I can remove any, I can filter, Benedictus, basically. It's why I do that.
Rao's going to mention that it's like I wish we could spend more time here to talk. However, we must get going, and kind of gestures out to sort of the exit via where there's a couple like imagine not necessarily black sedans, right? But there's sort of like a clear like security apparatus put forward. Like they are spending a lot of time for security threats. Like you guys all should realize that. It's like you guys are. This is a very important thing, and they're pulling out all of the security stops, right? Like there's an extra security when there probably shouldn't be for something like this, right? This is pretty routine.
I nudge Logan. Hey, did somebody die? Why is there so much security going around?
I want to say something to Logan. Logan, I have a strange feeling about all this security. If you want, tell Guru Rao we can bring the encryption checking device and arrange this like immediately. And arrange the transfer of Galaxy credits to them as soon as possible.
So I'll, turn to Rao and I'll say, thank you very much for the security here. Though I feel it is for something other than our transaction, but perhaps if it makes things easier, we can do the transaction here if it need be.
He politely smiles and says, "Partners, no, I believe you have it backwards. The security is for me, not for you."
I understand. He says not to worry, and just to follow him.
That he tells you that there was a threat on his life recently, and that now he's taking all necessary precautions.
I see.
Hey Logan, I have a feeling that Guru Rao is one of the few males in this planet. That is why there was an attempt on his life.
Well, that makes sense.
He tells you, are you speaking in Chandran, or you when you say that stuff, or can he hear? Basically, can Rao hear you when you say this stuff to him? Because like he would be willing to open up to you, but he's clearly being cagey with details.
Yeah, so maybe I can make a negotiation or diplomatic check here or something like that.
Right.
So
He's like, I don't want to bother you with the details, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll just, I mean, just so you know, Rao, we are actually a security force first before anything else. If there's anything we can do to help make your stay with us more secure, you only need ask.
Yeah. Of course, but as a guru, a solar forces interfering with a internal political affair might look very badly on my upcoming elections.
Well, consider it a gift of negotiation more than anything else.
Right. You have no idea about the number of strings I've had to pull just to set up this meeting. The Cabal does not like to part with our artifacts. However, desperate times, he smiles, and would you all like some tea? And inside the car, yeah, like imagine a very like stabilized hover ride car, and like when you say that, there's sort of like a bowl, like almost like a scrying bowl, kind of like folds out like a lotus bloom from like a single like point, like it just folds out and begins to like bubble up with some nice kind of like water in it. And they like put their claws in it and they slurp it up and they want you to do the same.
No, I 100% dig in. Like if they offer me food or whatever,
it's tea. It's almost like rose water. Like it smells like rose water. It's just something they drink.
Yes, I've got that thing that lets me eat mostly anything, so I feel pretty comfortable doing it.
I turned
like
to
swimming in the water. It's not weird. It's just scented water.
I turned to Dee Dee and I tell her, "Hey, Dee Dee, run a scan on that to make sure that's okay for Zymedian consumption."
Right. It comes back
One
to being
question,
water.
Sweet.
What was
What's
that,
up?
Derek?
What are we paying the Cabal with in exchange for the encryptions? Credits?
No, you're not paying them anything for the encryption.
We are not? I thought
No.
we were...
No, you are doing them a favor.
Yeah.
They don't have a way of proving that this stuff is safe. And so you are doing that. That's why they're treating you so nicely, because you have this thing. If anything, they should be paying you.
Think of this as like
but instead, the solar like, we need your help. So like, it's a nice thing to do.
Think of this as like I see this as like a WMD inspection. You know?
Yeah, kind of.
Like we're not militarizing ourselves. Please send in an inspector, and someone to inspect our artifacts to make sure that we're on the level.
One question: if we use the encryption verification device and it turns out that they are real, what happens after? They keep them? They sell them? We keep them? What happens?
They don't know because they don't know what it is. Ostensibly, if it's sellable, they might ask you to sell it for them on their behalf because, they don't want to set up and do this kind of thing for them. They don't, Guru Rao's got his own election problems. They got their own things. If you just took that off and take your own cut from selling whatever this is, and they keep the rest, that's fine because this thing could be worth a huge amount of money, right? This is a king's ransom. Sword tech encryption is very, very, very good. I like to give you a ballpark number, maybe like 250,000 credits, kind of good, right? So like if you took 25,000 credits from this, that's fine for them, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But but they're parting with a religious artifact, right? Like you guys don't know a lot about their religion, but you do know that like these are considered religious icons, and they're selling them.
Mhm.
So, yeah. All right. Yeah, this is a capital B, capital D kind of deal.
Yekthenas, do you partake in the bubbly tea rose water?
I probably drink way more than anyone else.
Yeah, I'm drinking too.
Oh wow! Wait,
Sort
he
of
looks at
use my
so-
4 hands to like continually like
That's
bring
just
it up
like-
to my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are basically traveling. You're going closer through the city from the starport. You're getting looking out the windows and things like that. You're passing through busier and busier parts of the city. And let me bring you over to a new screen.
Okay.
Give you an idea of kind of what we're looking at here. Like this is sort of like the starport where you landed, and now imagine sort of like these large like gray straight streets and silver sort of just get more and more clusters as these giant spikes kind of start sticking up more and more of the city proper. So like once again, it's very like kind of clear, maybe a little bit of mist on the ground, but very like pristine. This place they work very well to stay within nature, like to blend nature and their cities together. Right. So back to describing the city here.
Mhm.
You're definitely seeing that like there's some sort of festival like in preparation for. You're seeing a lot of like posters or like cyber hollow kind of like posters detailing sort of like floral events and changes. You can see sort of like people or machines putting up like new colorful type of signs. You're passing just tons and tons of smells everywhere. There's like this place obviously the culture relies a lot on smells and like sort of like pheromone type communication.
Right.
So you're getting a lot of just like whiffs of that smells like burnt tire, that smells like rose water, that like you're just getting just barraged with a bunch of smells as you guys travel.
Mm.
And, Rao says like if you want we can turn off the sense if it gets too much.
No, please. It's fascinating to experience another culture like this.
Mm. He smiles. There's sort of like there's definitely some sort of like ramping anxiety behind his facade of politeness and generosity.
So I'm probably like,
He's like, that's nice.
probably talking to him like
this
making
is
small
grating
talk
on him.
and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
like it's degrading him.
No, it's not degrading him. It's grating on him. Like
Okay.
like his niceties are getting a little bit more and more curt. He's his.
All right.
He's
Is there a
right.
way that I can like have a conversation with him about something that he would enjoy? Maybe. Like, is there a way that I could work that out?
Yeah. Give me a talk, or we'll figure out like what it is that you like get him to be more nice to you, right?
Talk roll.
Say,
Arjun.
Right.
Just say, did you see the ludicrous display last night?
How about them local
Like, he's
sports teams, huh?
Yeah. Right. He's being fine with you. He's being very polite and he's being cordial. Like cordial is the word I'm thinking of, right?
And charisma, I guess.
Yeah. But you get the sense that like, this is kind of like being like he has to do this in a way.
Fucking crushed it.
Oh wow, yeah, you crushed it. Yeah. Okay. Right.
So I imagine I'm probing him with conversation, right? Which is to say something along the lines of like, from where I'm from, we actually have a term for people who go out and experience different cultures and whatnot. We call them backpackers. They would live within the culture of where they're going, and honestly, I would love to know if your people are the type to explore other cultures and whether or not you bring them back, because it seems like there's a menagerie of different things happening here in the city.
Yeah. No, friend. Chandra do not like to travel away from here. Polye is our home. It is it is said that to be too far away from God is to, well, it's to not exist. And so the idea of taking to the stars is sort of against us.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, of course.
Oh, none
We
taken.
understand everyone must walk paths and follow their own stars, of course, but our stars lead us here and keep us here.
What do these people look like? I can show you. We have a picture.
Yeah. This is like what a mechanic. This is like the mechanic and security forces that were like walking alongside them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like kind of like thinner or like bulky, kind of like almost dragon-like or gecko-like people.
They're
like
space Organians.
Yeah, space Organians. Yeah, space Organians is kind of close, but they're a little bit more like gecko-y. Like they're not like crocodile, big hump spikes everywhere, kind of like brutish kind of looking things. They're a little bit more smooth, refined. And this one's once again is dressed in a very clean like gown.
So
right.
what is the talk?
Understated but extravagant.
Yeah. What does the talk result look like?
Right. So I was leading into it. They don't like to actually travel and meet new people. They're very much a not necessarily exclusionist, but their culture is very hegemonic, like and traditionalist. They like things a certain way. They want to keep things a certain way, and so dealing with outsiders breaks their routine, and so it kind of disrupts them. But he's being very polite with you, telling you like, you know, like everyone's got to follow their own stars. We get it. Just our stars here keep us on this path. But you are 12, so like, do you have another important question you want to like get out of this person in terms of like what do you want? Like what would be your successful goal? Like talking to this person, what do you want out of them?
So, you know, I like the idea that, you know, this small talk is more of a facade to break down barriers of conversation with this man.
Right.
Or this
Right.
iguana. But my real question is like, you know, so what's eating at you, friend? You seem a little agitated.
Right. I imagine the small talk and was like a very like duplicitous language, right? So everyone else is like listening to you guys talk, but you guys are actually having a different conversation. And then finally like that stuff drops as you say this, and he says, well, my sister is missing.
Well, that is unfortunate. Is there anything we can do to help?
No, once again, it is he wants your help with that talk roll. You know he wants his help, but he's denying it to you, right? Like, you know that he actually wants to. He's like, but I cannot risk the optics of having the solar interference in a internal matter like this.
Don't worry about that. All right.
Extra ammo in the next elections is not something I wish to afford my enemies.
I understand. You shouldn't worry about whether or not we are going to be participating in whatever you need. Think of us as concerned citizens that will do our best to keep an eye out for whatever's happening out there for your sister's sake.
Thank you. He feigns that with to you, which you can read. To everyone else, it looks very sincere.
Benny's just like sitting in the car. He's like, listen to these two people obviously having a foreign language conversation.
Yeah.
And so he starts taking apart little pieces of the car because he's fidgety. He doesn't like sitting in a closed space like this. So he starts like taking parts of like the door, if it has like a door handle, he starts taking pieces of that off and stuff. He starts pocketing it into his bags, kind of like looks at them. He sees the sincere smile, and then he just kind of like shrugs and just looks out the window, continuing to just deconstruct the car.
I feel like Yxthinis is already like long past given up trying to get him to stop doing this.
A montage of him getting his hand slapped by everyone
all four of her hands.
Yeah.
So, Sword of Atagaris Reptilian Ancillary says to Logan, "Hey Logan, perhaps you might ask Guru Rao about space pirates operating in the sector. Remember, we are also trying to track them. Perhaps they can share the spaceport's ledger."
Oh yeah, space pirates. We need to blow those things up too. Well, not blow them up. We need the
Yeah.
thermal generators.
So while I would
We
love
have
to help you with your problems at home, Rao, we do have another concern in this region. You might have heard of them, particular band of space pirates that have been, making trouble their main concern in this region. Do you know anything about them, perhaps?
He smirks and says, "Yes, they are called the Child's Play."
Oh, that's a
And
terrible
they are not
name for
pirates.
pirates. Oh, they're not?
Child's
Money
Play?
for charity.
They're mercenaries.
Ah,
I can't prove it. I would need access to records that I cannot get as an elected official. But I believe one of my rivals, a fellow archivist like myself, is seeking to usurp my positions, he says quietly. I believe they have looked for outside help in such matters.
and you think that these Child's Play are working with this other individual?
Once again, I can't prove it.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything that we can go on? Perhaps the last known location or something of the sort?
Of what, the pirate? I'm sorry, real quick. The pirates or what? Or like information on the ground that could help them make the case?
With Child's Play, specifically.
Oh, let's see here. Yeah, he's probably able to pull up, like maybe the Rose Bowl kind of like goes away, the water kind of evaporates, sublimates, and then like goes away, and then in return a sort of like hollow vid kind of shows up, and like over the screen, you can see it looks like a user interface for a computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it begins to like put his hand over it. And once again, you start smelling like cherries. You start smelling sort of things. It's like a pheromonal operating system, and so like it operates and it accepts their account, and then he begins to speak like, open case files, and gives the code to open them. Another password set up to be a certain pheromone. Then the screen sort of like wipes open. And in front you see a group. So you see the name Child's Play, but you also see a couple other like names, like aliases that show up. You see like Black Diamonds, you see Blood Diamonds, you see the Hollowed, you see Evil Incarnate. Like they went by different names at different times.
Okay.
But as far as like their like outfit and gear, that they're all sort of run. They're all actually a former dejected heretical group of the Chandras, that rather than like stay on the planet and things like that, they've sort of become an outlaw group, right? So they're sort of like outlaw mercenary groups. They're almost kind of like the mob, right? They're sort of like a deniable ops asset for politicians to use, right?
Okay. Interesting.
And he says he cautions over, and it's like, and then you see the information. You see sort of like their general striker patterns, like their general like strategies for fighting. You see their general setups. You see their like where they obviously they sort of have like a mother carrier kind of ship, right?
Okay.
But that deploys a small little like air guard of like 4 fighters typically, around it. And for the most part, they kind of remain in sector, sort of like a deniable asset for people to hire them for.
Okay, so they what, like specifically to deal with Chondra related political nonsense?
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
Kidnappings, assassinations, ransoms, stealing precious technology. You know.
Is there any information here about their numbers?
In term, like in like number of soldiers or like group of them.
Yeah.
It's
The number of ships.
yeah. So you know for the since their last information, you know that they broadcast that they have two what's the name of what's type of ship that you have? Frigates?
Yeah.
It's a frigate.
Yeah. They have 2 frigates, they have 4 fighters, and they have a sort of like a battleship, but they sort of have like a cruiser that sort of like is like their hub. Like that's where like everyone sort of lives.
Cruiser.
Right. Yeah, like that is their main port.
Damn.
That's a lot more than we can take on in one ship.
So you have to be stealthy and cool.
We could probably sneak on board, put a bomb, and blow them up.
Yeah, I was sort of turned to Rao, and I'm just like, would you happen to maybe have some sort of call sign or signature that you might have heard of them using?
I'm not sure I understand your question, buddy. What do you...
Well, I assume that, they don't use eyeballs to, identify ships coming and going from their ship, right? So...
Oh, right. Like what the ship's call sign is? Like what the head ship's name is? Like what the cruiser's name is?
Yeah, I assume that we could spoof that and,
Yeah, it's the Festival of Laughter.
Okay.
All their ships are named after religious holidays.
Interesting. That's good to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So battleship.
I have a question. These pirates, they are Chandrans?
Yes.
Okay.
They're technically outlaws. Yeah.
So we're looking at anywhere between 300 to 2,000 people on the ship battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like basically imagine instead of participating, imagine if like Baptists of all like Christianity became sort of like Blackwater. And like that's basically what it is, right? Like a sect of the church was sort of like, denounced, but like denounced publicly, but privately they're kept around as sort of this useful group.
Like an Deus Voltus?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, the good thing is we don't have to destroy them. We just have to recover the thermal tech. And
I'm curious, Derek. Out of curiosity, would you have a language that you speak other than English?
I don't know.
He speaks Java code.
Like binary, is that a thing that AIs speak in this game, or like?
I mean, you could communicate with an AI, yeah, for sure.
What I'm saying is, like specifically, if I wanted to have a conversation with Derek, not Derek Sword, that was not able to be heard or understood by like people who weren't within the group, or is it like would we have?
No, you wouldn't be able to communicate like AI, like your
yeah,
brain just
obviously, but like what I'm saying is like, does the group have like a language that we can default back to if we need to converse with each other secretly in a space?
Do you have? Yeah, I think that's a good question. So, do you think this would be a piece of technology that you would all have? Right. Basically, imagine sort of the ability to you have secured comms, right? Like you do have that at the ship. So technically, you could all theoretically report back and talk to the sword, right? Vartagaris. That's totally possible. Whether or not you can do it quietly would require if you could sub-vocalize it. And I don't know if you can.
He communicates with Didi. And
Yeah, DD could definitely proxy for
yeah,
you.
and I have a data pad that is specifically is rigged like an application that allows DD to just do text messages. So if I wanted to send something super secure and encrypted to Addy, I would send it to Didi. Didi would encrypt it and send it over to Addy.
When you say Addy, do you mean sword of?
yeah,
Yeah.
Adagaris,
Yeah, that's
ATA,
sort of-
Addy.
Yeah.
That's what Benny's calling him.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind because I had no fucking idea who you were talking about just then. So,
Yep. Because when people say sword, I'm thinking we're talking about sword tech, but so that's why Benny just calls him Addy.
Okay. And what about you,
So I guess-
Kika? What would you have something like? Would you have a language that Logan would understand?
I guess he could speak Chivanian.
Yeah. What does that sound like? Clicks, whistles? Like what is that?
It's kind of clicky and hissy, and there's a lot of like subtle hand gestures with it.
Interesting. Okay. Because I'm just trying to get in, like, if there's ever a situation where we have to, like, I don't know,
Talk privately.
talk
yeah.
privately. I want to have that as an option we can do. Cicada sounds. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, but I like the hand gestures idea. That's pretty cool too. Intense wiggling from the grub larvae stages. Okay. So yeah, I guess if we can't, this guy's been the fountain of knowledge, but ideally I'd like to be able to ask that sword, record this. I'm assuming he would be, but like to make sure that we have this information on hand without specifically having to like take it from him, would be ideal.
I mean, nothing he's said so far is like super hidden.
Okay. Cool. All right then.
I
Like-
believe every interaction I have with the ancillary body, the ship can record it. And
Yeah.
I would probably do that for every interaction I have. No
Right.
need to tell me, like, record everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. All right then.
Right. He's never, and from what you can tell, the way he's like being polite and cordial but open with you is that he's not told you anything that you probably wouldn't find out yourselves with like a good day's research. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
yeah.
Like if you did your homework, this is the stuff you would have known already,
Okay.
right? So like you don't have to worry about too much about that. But like the fact that you can record things is fine, but that's also knowledge that's open. Like everyone knows that your AI can record, right?
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. I guess we wait. I don't know. Kika, you haven't done a whole lot yet. Is there anything you want to ask? Are you curious about their biology or some shit?
Not particularly. I sort of would assume that my character just read about their biology on the way over and isn't really one for prying too much into other people's personal business.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess we just revert back to small talk in order to pass the time while we travel.
Benny probably at this point is already at like the motor for the locking mechanism of the door, and he's like taking that out and placing it in his bag, and he's patting it. And goes and he drinks a little bit more of the water. Looks at Rao, and he kind of like gives him a thumbs up.
I think it's time for you to put that all back.
Oh no, we need this. We need the motor.
We can get you a motor.
I know. I just got some motor. Look, don't worry about it. It's fine. These guys have plenty of these sedans. I really need this motor.
You know
making-
that the diplomatic relationships that we build here last a lifetime, right?
So will the vending machine that I'm going to be building.
For the ship, yeah.
For the ship.
I go back to talking to him about like local weather patterns or whatever the fuck we're talking about.
I would actually now like to ask if there is any place in which we could buy restraints.
Put a zapping collar on Benedictus.
You would have
That would
had
be perfect.
you would have restraints as an official kind of thing. Like they would have been part of your stuff in your armory. So yeah, like you could like flash back to have them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
I think she's talking specifically about putting Benedictus in chains.
All right, so are we there yet?
Yeah. So you guys will, once the conversation sort of dies down, we arrive at the base of one of the archives of this place. It's one of the largest sort of those bright white sort of circular buildings. And the cars sort of like, rather than like drive in like and leave you there and like take you up the steps, the tires actually like sort of like enter sort of like a track, or like the hover thing sort of like enters a sort of like track, and you sort of everyone follows in line as the cars actually go into the archive itself. They don't leave you out or walk anywhere. But you like, as soon as like you cross a certain line, you do this sort of like force barriers kind of start coming up around, just being like, sorry, the archives have to be under strict protections these days.
Right.
Again, part of the job.
How about we take a break here, Eric?
Take a break? Yeah.
Many thanks to our Patreon supporters for this week's episode. Head on over to patreon.com/Henley to support the growth of Die Party.
Yep. So we guys are going into the archives where this sword tech encryption is kept. Which one of you is carrying around the decryptor machine?
It's I feel like
How
Benny
big is it?
It's about it's a little bit bigger than something you would fit in a backpack, right? It's
So-
like a vacuum size.
I feel like Benny would have taken the program and uploaded it onto DD, and DD would be the floating decryptor as well.
Is that possible?
Make a tech. How's that? Program roll, I guess.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll do-
you can very easily look at like what actually VRs can do. So it really depends. If you've got a base one, then
This one's like super complex VI.
okay. So they actually have a thing for those. Basically, if it's a super complex VI, all right, let's assume you have the highest VI, right, you could possibly get. You get a +2 on skill base because the bot would be assisting you on this. So it's level 4 is what you're trying to say, right?
Okay.
Like it has
I
a
don't
stat
want
table.
to break it like that. So it's this, the way I'm doing it is it's the solar decryptor, but it's flavored that it's on DD.
I mean, that's up to Eric, really. So
Yeah. I can
Yeah,
roll a
and
program.
I'm saying I think this is a program roll for you to do
Okay,
it. Upload
cool.
it there. Go ahead.
Um,
This will be pretty difficult though. You're probably looking at like a 9 to do this,
okay.
because you're dealing with like, handling sword technology, and you just fucking don't give a shit because you just
yeah.
roll a 13. Yeah, you're able to do it. You literally rolled as best as possible.
We have extensive training we Zyamedians have extensive background in dealing with sword tech.
Yeah.
So what I would actually suggest, you should have a companion bot, as the actual base
Like,
for this.
yeah.
And you could, if you wanted it to be like a super advanced one, you could just say it's level, like, I don't know, 2 or something like that. Because then you
Like,
can increase
yeah.
it later. Like, it's, yeah.
We can worry about that next week.
Yeah.
Week. Like, I'm not really particularly like, you need to have this thing set up this way, a particular way. Like, I want you to figure out who your character is, and then we can work backwards from there to what they can have right now. Right. So I'm with that. All right. It's not a big deal to always kind of like pivot around and get those things down right.
Sure.
Down right now. But what's your BI's name again?
Dodecahedron.
Just the dodecahedron.
Well, it's Dodecahedron Delta 001, but he calls her Didi.
A DD. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, you guys are led into the facility. You guys get on sort of a lift that goes down beneath the ground, and then the lift stops abruptly, unexpectedly. A nervous.
I want to do something. I want to do something, Eric. Do I perceive any unusual activity around the spaceship in the spaceport?
Yeah. Are you What are you monitor? Or would you be monitoring news channels? Would you be monitoring like feeds of things, or just observing around and what you see?
I think I would just have like one of my ancillary buddies observing the spaceport.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, let's make a notice check, but let's make this an extremely high notice.
Yeah.
Let's make this like a 9.
Notice. I don't have the skill. Do I just roll it?
It's a -1.
It's a -1, yeah.
-1.
So you just roll
Notice-
because it has the stat already put in there. So
Yeah. Notice wisdom.
what's the-
Notice wisdom, and the skill level is -1 for you.
All right.
Okay. No.
But instead,
Which that's fine because they were being very stealthy about it. But
Okay.
inside the car.
yeah.
Nothing's-
Only thing I want to do is, in case someone's trying to board the spaceship, I want to have everything ready for departure. Like just take the spaceship back to orbit,
Right. Okay.
back to the elevator.
Yeah. Right. So inside the vehicle that you're in, a sort of like the radio kind of opens up to the channel of the facility, and there's sort of a sound of dread as a voice, another male voice comes on, and it says, "Attention, Rao," and he's like, and he looks down, he's like, "Oh, this is it's Ganesh, right? It's Guru Ganesh's voice."
this is his political rival.
He says that due to Edict 36-7 that was passed today, you are forbidden from transferring holy artifacts to xenophile or xeno-friendly races. And
They just changed the constitution on him.
yeah, and basically they don't, and then they speak, and he changes the language from the native Chandran to the trade language, and kind of repeats the same thing, but it also says that you guys are not under arrest, right? That if you guys will just give him up, let everything go, they'll take you back to their ships, no harm, you're out of here.
Is there a way for me to mute the communication that's coming through?
No, it'd be by the driver. It wouldn't really be by you.
Benny looks over.
You're kind of a passenger in this car, right?
Okay. So there's no way for us, like, is he going to hear everything we say is what I'm asking.
Oh, you mean like what
Is
Ganesh
it
shared?
Yeah,
two?
Ganesh.
Is it 2-way or 1-way?
No, it's not. It's not 2-way. It's 1-way. It's broadcasted towards you, right?
So Benny looks to Dee Dee and tells her to start scanning to see if this lift is automatic or manual.
Right.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like, can I go to an access panel and override the stop?
Yeah. But too bad there's no access panel in the middle of this elevator.
Yeah, so-
they stop you between floors, like deliberately to like trap you.
I'll
Right.
turn to Rao and I'll say,
What now?
this will be your last chance to hire us.
No, he's bluffing. He says.
So I guess I sort of look at Benedictus and I'm just like,
Wait.
well, you have my permission to start finding whatever you need to find.
So okay, this it doesn't have an interior access panel for maintenance. It's on the outside of the lift.
Well, no, you would have to scale the lift, right, to get to it.
Oh, he Benedictus's eyes glow blue as he like starts lifting himself up, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go find it." So
I have a
he's
question.
Turn back to Rao and I'm just like, we're gonna do our jobs, which is
No,
to
wait. If we were just doing them a favor by checking the encryptions, and now they're just like changing the constitution, why would we insist? What's our motivation for insisting?
because
on a
our
favor?
plan, our thing, whatever, our solar that we work for wants this information, wants it too.
yeah.
They want to check if they're real.
Well, no, they want it, right?
It's like if Christianity had the Holy Grail, and the Lutherans wanted somebody to check whether or not it was legit, and the
Quakers.
Quakers were like, "Oh fuck no, you're not allowed to do that."
Yeah. So we're just here for the truth. They like the solar wants to know if those encryption things are
The danger.
legit.
Yeah, because well, if the danger, you need to dispose of it.
Yeah.
And if it's legitimate and you can trade it, then like, fucking, we'll trade it. Yeah, and we'll
Yeah.
reimburse them for it.
Continue.
Yeah, so I turned to Rao and it's like, we're going to continue to do our jobs. Whether we have to include your safety in that is completely up to you.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And Logan's demeanor changes from diplomatic to just like
Business like.
finally, like maybe like flicks the little holster on his mag pistol, and he just sits there and he's just ready. He's ready for the shit to hit.
Yeah,
the
just
fans.
give him a rate sheet for bodyguard services.
Yeah.
All right. I think it might be either. Let's see here. Rao definitely wants to agree with you guys, but there's sort of he has some qualms. He has a couple issues that we need to discuss about real quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So first off, he doesn't know how you guys are going to get out of this because the lift, like he doesn't think that you guys can get to the lift in time and that kind of thing. And he's like, but I don't see what kind of choice we have. They have control of the lift. They've got us right now.
We always have a choice. That's kind of what we're here for. We are the choice, right? That sounds right. No, yeah.
Look, I'm safest with you. Ganesh would never pull something and risk harming solar forces.
Oh, well. Then we've struck a deal then between us, yes? Your safety in exchange for 35,000 credits?
Is that what he... Yeah, I mean, like he gets ready to strike the deal, and then the microphone comes on, and then you hear a female voice go, Rao,
There's female.
Rao, can you hear me? And is getting ready to shake your hand for the deal. He pulls it back and grabs the microphone and says, CD, what have they done with you? It's his sister. He has your sister. And now he is like, looks back to you and says like, no, I can't risk this. Like we need to go up. What do you do?
I sort of look at everyone in the group and I'm just like,
Benny's like all the way up like to the, we're in the elevator, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
so
yeah. Think of like a lift, like a platform. Like imagine like you're in a garage, right? Like you're like hover vehicle.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's
I
not
thought
like a box.
a box.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
so he's
It's open aired and it's going down.
He's using his psychic powers to kind of lift himself up, and he starts. He looks to Dee Dee and says, "Start scanning."
That'll actually cost you a PowerPoint, my man. If you want,
I'll use it.
that.
I got 5.
5
So-
PowerPoints. Sweet.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna
the way
commit
that
the effort to the scene.
Yeah, the way that works is you commit the effort, and I believe that is what, like, you commit it to the scene. So, and you can lift up to what level is yours right now? 1, or is it 0?
I think it's level.
Did you put 2
1.
points into it, or did you only put 1?
Yeah, telekinesis is 1.
1? Okay.
I should be able to lift my tiny ass little body.
You're a little thingy, so I think at level 1 you can lift a human being.
Yeah, it's like 500 kilograms or something. Not
Something
kilograms.
like that. I think it's actually 100, but
I can look it up here in a second to double check, but I should be able to lift myself. I'm like
telekinesis. So at level 0, level 1, 200 kilometers, and you can you have to use both hands to do it. So you can't lift yourself up and then use your hands to operate, unfortunately. So
would I be 200 kilograms? Hold on, let me see.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I thought you were
200 Yeah, kilograms to pounds. Let's make it American. I am not 440 pounds.
No, yeah.
I'm like I'm maybe like 80.
80 is a 16-year-old girl.
8 pounds is 36 kilos.
Okay, so I'm
oh
just
wow, that's like baby. That's like toddler. Yeah.
So he starts lifting himself up, and he tells Dee Dee to start scanning for anything that might be a access point for maintenance, and he's going to try to override the override.
Okay. Yeah. So the lift is starting to come up. So you don't have as much time as you want. So you're going to be pressured to try to do this. But yeah, no, I think you're able to probably like guess where the access panel would be behind some things, and yeah, do your magic here.
All right, let's
This will
do.
Yeah, that's gonna be a difficult test. Yeah, but it's gonna probably be a 10.
Okay. Intelligence, not being assisted.
I mean, here's the thing. If you set up your bot correctly, that it will assist you to do these things. That's sort of what the VI would be there for. But
yeah. Right now, she's Flavor. Right now,
Flavor Town.
Right.
So
Okay.
A 7.
Okay. So you fail, but I'm gonna play it this way. You're able to stop the lift and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But you've gotten the notice, right, of the group, of Ganesh's group, and then we cut back to the ancillary, right, and then the ancillary you get a couple like blips of like, there's sensor locks on the vehicle, right, like and you're getting sort of like ground lock notifications, like your ship's getting grounded.
Cutting me off. No,
From
what?
leaving.
Yeah, you're theoretically getting the signs coming being like your like disable preliminary engine checks, things like that. Like you're grounded kind of thing. On
But is the
ship.
spaceship really grounded?
I mean,
there's not like someone put a rope on it, but you're getting told by like air traffic control or space traffic control that you're not clear for takeoffs and to power down.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna ask Logan. Logan, they're trying to ground our ship. You want me to put it in orbit?
Yeah. So you're succeeding, but their plans are progressing.
Sure, yeah. I mean, whatever you need to do to make sure that our stuff doesn't fall into their hands.
Benny calls down. Hey, I stopped the lift. Hey, told you I got it.
I'm gonna take off.
Okay. Cool. So I'm gonna need you to evade some fire for me.
Wow, that's a spaceport one attacking me?
Yeah, like ground control things are gonna like try to shoot you down because you're taking off, right? Like that's what I was describing when you're like getting sensor locked and stuff. Like people they're like weapons are like stand down, don't take off, and
you're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Evasive maneuvers is intelligence or dex/pilot against difficulty 9. Add your pilot's skill to the ship's AC until the next turn. That's one that you can do. The other is boost engines, I guess, realistically. Int/fix versus difficulty 8 on a success. The speed is increased by 2, so either one would be fine, I guess.
Are you trying? Are you like outrunning them or dodging them? It's kind of like what I think of it.
Yeah.
I'm dodging evasive maneuvers.
So that's either int or dex and pilot against difficulty 9. And then whatever your pilot skill is, which I believe is like a 1 for you, or maybe 1 because of character creation. You would add that to the AC of the ship for this turn. So when they shoot at you, the AC is higher, basically.
Yeah, we're kind of like I'm gonna like I'm ignoring formal ship combat here because it's like a one-time thing. But yeah, this essentially is an evasive maneuver bridge action.
Okay, I'm rolling.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Rolling with the wind. Back in orbit.
Oh my god, you guys are rolling amazingly.
Quantum roller.
I mean, except for that notice roll. That's the lowest one that we've had, yeah.
But even then, that's like a 7. It's not too bad. It's average. Okay, cool. So you get to add your pilot skill to the ship's AC to the next turn.
Yeah,
that's a plus
so
1.
that would be 11.
So I guess, Eric, you would still get the shot
Yeah.
off, right? By the sounds of
Right.
things, so...
Yeah, but so then I need to know what's your ship's AC is. I don't have it listed.
It is 11. It's 11 right now. No, wait, the ship. No, the ship is 13 plus 1, 14.
Yeah, 14. That makes sense. Okay. And then
So what did I achieve with this roll? Just the plus AC?
You increase your AC by the pilot score.
oh,
So
what
you
did I
made
just do? Hold on.
You made it harder to hit you, basically.
Yep. All right.
Was I hit?
No, hold on a second. I got a 9. So no. So the missile the short range missiles fire up, and you're able, like you described for me what your evasive maneuvers look like that stop the missiles from hitting your ship. Right, because you succeeded. Your evasive maneuvers paired off. The missiles miss, and you make it to orbit. So, like, what do you think that looks like? Like, because I have a picture of that, but like, I don't know what your piloting's like.
I think. Could I say I used my sand thrower as a countermeasure for the missiles?
No, sand thrower is like literally to obliterate metal. So and
Okay.
I mean, you can like basically shotgun blast the missiles.
does that actually work?
Yeah, I mean, like fictionally, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, just fiction.
Yeah. Right. Like
So
imagine.
shoot up at the sky.
Think of
like,
right. think of I kind of think of a moment of like when in the Force Awakens when Rey gets into the Millennium Falcon and they have to like do the like up maneuver and get the TIE fighter right under it. Like I imagine you have to like do that for the sand thrower to like hit the missiles. Like you have to like do this really risky procedure of like dodging the missile, getting the like the two missiles into like the right spot so you can hit them with one single sandblaster shot and like knock them both out and explode, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I'm back to it. And the first thing I do after that is I look directly at Guru Rao. I'm speaking in the trade language, so if it doesn't get it, it is going to translate and say, Guru Rao, our ship was just attacked by spaceport authorities. This is not a diplomatic situation anymore. We're in danger. You are in danger.
Wait, hold on. I think that was more my fault. I cut the blue wire when I should have cut the black wire, and I think they thought I was trying to attack their systems. Well, I mean, they stopped the lift.
Anyway, Growl, we're going to continue our mission. We're going to retrieve the artifact, and I just sort of like look around. I'm just like,
Right.
We're just gonna, that's what we're gonna do, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Rao can't risk. So here's the thing: like, they know you're gonna do this thing, but like Rao can't risk the fact that his sister is there because he loves his sister.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna go. He's gonna try to get his way up to Ganesh. Okay.
Well,
but you guys can do your thing, but like he's going to go up there.
So I say to him, is like, there's a good chance that once the artifact's in our hands, we have all the bargaining power to get your sister back. Are you sure that's the way you want to go about things?
Pretty sure it's good enough when it comes to the lives of your kin.
Well, I know that I'm confident enough that our crew can get this done.
Oh, no problem. This is piece of cake, piece of crumb cake. Crumb cake.
Can you convince him to do this? Because it sounds like that's what you're doing.
Try.
Like, like he knows you guys are good, right? But it's like a difficulty 8.
Wait, is it convince? I don't see that on this list here.
I mean, that's probably just a talk skill, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay.
But you need to basically convince him that, like, to put faith in him. Like, no, hold on. Like, I know you love your sister, but I got this, right? And this is that fucking moment of you doing that shit.
There.
Yeah. Like, exactly. It's exactly what you said, Henley. Like we see Logan go like, I'm confident in my crew can do this for you. Mm-hmm. Right? And then he like stops crawling out of the car and whenever he sits down, he's like nervous. He looks at you. It's like
before he says anything, and I add for money.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's perfect. Cool. Yeah. So he sits back down. You convince him to do this, and so we got to do it quick though, right? Because they're going to be coming for you. All right. So the list's disabled. It's no longer going up, but it's also not going down. Mm-hmm. So I was going to get down to the lower levels, and so not Ganesh. Sorry. Rao begins to tell you about what needs to get done. You guys need to get down to the 3rd level. You guys are currently between levels 1 and 2. You have to get down to the 3rd level. You need Rao's pheromones, basically to get through the door, unless you can hack your way through, and get to the artifact.
He looks at Rao. Pheromone. Does anyone have a bottle kit that he can pee in? We just splashed on the sensor, right?
How are you talking, by the way? Are you talking of like a comm or something? Like,
yeah. No, I think Didi would have floated down, and he's speaking through Didi.
Yeah, because the ship's gone. Okay, that makes a good point. Yeah. I'm gonna turn to Yukfena's, and I'm gonna say, you've been awfully quiet over there. Do you have anything to add to this?
I would prefer to not be in this lift.
Well, we can only wait until our man, well, goblins up the power, right? Unless there's
you
another.
want the. All right, hey, you want? I could release it right here, and then Benny is going to
Don't
attempt
kill us! Don't kill us!
is going to attempt to release the brake on the lift, so it would just start descending.
Okay.
I said don't.
Are you gonna
kill
like?
us.
So you're just gonna like let this thing control down? Like,
So
what are you technologically doing to let this thing happen? Like, are you telling it to, are you overriding it to take you to that floor? Are you like saying like manual control drop down that far, and then are you going to like sort of like use handbrakes to stop it? Like, what are you?
Yeah,
what are you
yeah.
doing, right?
He is going to.
Well, you can lift 200 kilos, so
I could, but we don't know how heavy that platform is.
all you have to do is make it so that the floating hover car doesn't crash down.
So what he's going to do is he's going to take the handbrake inside the access panel. He's going to release it, and then he's going to pump it every so often to reduce the speed.
What a
And then
ride that would be! God damn.
Yeah.
So they say they can't automatically override his override. So because he's doing it manually.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. So I definitely think this is probably probably sorry about me. This definitely sounds like a fix. I think like a tech. Does that sound?
Yeah.
Is that what you're that's what you were aiming
Yeah,
for?
fix. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I mean, like the lift is not that difficult. 7. Okay. Well.
Oh my god, dude.
We're dying.
All right. Well, that's literally that's literally the worst failure possible. Yeah. So I think.
I'm glad we have a medic with us actually now. Like, we just have to make sure that Kika's character doesn't explode.
Dude, he's guys, this thing has been corroded. The handbrake broke off.
Yeah, like the handbrake breaks off in your hands as this thing is falling down.
Wait,
there's like 5 levels here, so like you're gonna go straight to the bottom unless you're able to figure out another way here as your lift begins to free fall.
right before the lift hits the ground, everyone at the same time jump.
One episode it took for us to die because of a goblin.
At that moment, as he realized that, he's going to take him and he's going to try to zoom his way down as fast as he can to use his telekinesis to maybe slow it down. So I'll commit another effort to the scene.
What's the maximum weight? 500 kilograms?
200.
450 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, you're not even close to that lift, buddy.
Just do the car. Just do the car. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, you might be able to be like get everyone into the car.
I'm
and, like,
super
race the car.
confused. Are we? I thought we were on a platform and that's the lift.
Sure.
Every time you guys are saying lift, I'm thinking that, but we're in a car as
We're
well?
in a car on a lift that's going down. Right? He drove the car that we were in, the same one, onto the lift.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a big
right.
fucking lift.
Oh, okay. So he'll just get down to the car and he'll try to lift the car.
How many objects can you lift at the same time? Is there a stipulation on that?
He probably would land on the car and then divert his focus to the car. and it would be
Right.
one object.
So the idea, so basically, you guys are going to be in a controlled car accident. Is what you're going to is effectively what you guys are trying to do here.
Yeah.
Should I climb onto the roof and get ready to like leap off onto like a platform or something?
Yeah, I mean, like the thing is getting so like you're getting ready to fall. Technically, if you could time it, you might be able to jump to the third platform as it's falling.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we're doing.
On the yeah, our Gabbo's gonna slow
Let's
the
go
fall
to
of the
the
car.
roof.
Sword,
Yeah, so-
make sure you
yeah.
grab our friend before you do that, please.
Right. So everyone's like, get to the car, and then yeah, oh my god, our Connie, yeah, that's so good. You're like, no, we can do this, and all right, that'd be badass as shit. Okay.
You have wings, don't you, Kika? You're just like, we can do this.
I can't fly with them.
But can you gracefully hover or like
They're,
glide?
they're
or, like-
homologous structures.
Yeah.
Being able to glide would be cool, but they're more for
Mating.
They're like peacock feathers.
Yeah. Mating.
that's not how the society works.
No.
That's not how any of this works. What are they for?
It's like a hierarchical status symbol sort of thing,
Oh, it's like
and also used in some communication.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, dancing.
It's like a lecker for like a Twi'lek.
No,
They use it for
Alright.
communication.
but they
All right,
also have
so
their
you got-
brains in them.
All right, I don't have the list of skills in front of me, but I need you
Athletics.
guys to. Yeah, I was gonna say like it's probably athletics. Is I'm
No,
that's
actually,
typically-
sorry. In this
Yeah.
one, it's exert, I believe, is what it's called.
Yeah,
Let me take a look here.
I was gonna say traverse. Like I don't know what the verb is, right? But like we all know what the verb like what we're trying to do here. So yeah, so everyone's gonna need to jump over there. This is probably dexterity or strength.
Yeah,
Right.
exert. Apply training speed, strength, or stamina in some feat of physical exertion. Roll it to run, jump, lift, swim, climb, throw, and so forth.
Perfect. Yep, exert. So we're exerting ourselves here, everybody.
Great.
So
nice.
did you want me to commit another effort to slow the car down?
You have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Committing an effort to slow the car down just a little bit, just enough for us to get everyone rushing over there to jump to that part would be really, really dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
Do it.
All right,
Interested.
Hey.
So I need sevens. So this is a 7.
I do it no problem.
Oh yeah.
You're rolling with an.
Settle.
Oh, you got a +2. That's right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
If there's any like door in front of me, I might just immediately start trying to pry it open with my hands.
I mean, with a 12, you're probably you did it so well that you're probably a 7 is just enough.
Yeah.
You're probably I would say that you're in a position to help somebody who might be struggling. Like you don't have
yeah,
to roll
like catch
again.
them.
Yeah, right. But only one person. So like if you get so basically if one person can get a +1 on their roll if they need it.
So that's either me or Guru Rao. Is this strength or dex?
Either one. You can choose which one you want.
Okay. Okay, here I go.
Wait. Okay, that's not good.
Oh
enough.
well, you might need the +1.
I love the idea that
Yeah.
that we just go on missions where Sword loses his bodies, and it just doesn't matter. You know, we're like it's just the thing we don't care about. It's like, okay, Sword is back on the plane now. That's
Yeah.
fine. We'll keep
Oh.
going.
I'll be giving Sword that +1, I guess.
Yeah. Cool.
Just sort of like he misses it, but my hand swoops down and grabs his.
Yeah, exactly.
And I
Awesome. Yeah.
Pull him up one-handed.
Yeah.
Next to him.
Thank you, Itkinas.
Cool. And so then we hear like the screeching of metal and plates as that lift goes down and crashes, and then we hear like the crunch and the crash.
Oh, I gotta
What
roll
about
my
Ra-
exert.
You don't have to.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got telekinesis, my man. You can do things.
Yeah.
By
Oh,
flying.
I'm like everyone else is like jumping, and then Benny moves the car closer to the platform and then jumps off.
Or no,
Yeah,
you wouldn't.
drop the
You wouldn't
car.
be able to like. I guess with that, 200 kilograms. That, I mean, how heavy is one of those cars, right? Like, if it's 200 kilograms, then we probably wouldn't have needed to jump. But I don't know. It's like this. Yeah, this system is weird, where like psychic powers kind of like override a lot of it. You know. But
I jumped because I don't trust the goblin.
Did Drow make it?
Yeah, they got a 9. I don't have like an NPC sheet for them, so I just roll a d20. Oh wait, I roll a d20. Oh, I meant to do 2d6. Oops. That's right. No.
I'll do another excerpt for the scene to telekinetic because I'm over. I'm going to just telekinize Grau, grab him like by the ankle and lift him up. You need to jump better. Use your legs. You got a tail. You got more balance than I do.
That's fucking awesome. Like he's like not gonna make it, right? And we think he's dead or like he's fallen, and then like he's dangling upside down, like near the edge of it.
Indiana Jones and the tank scene. Everyone's just like, well, there goes 35,000 credits, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like look down the pit and be like, well, how are we gonna get back up?
At that moment, like just sort of like suppressing fire from bolt guns starts hitting things from security forces. They don't use lasers. Remember, these lizards are immune to lasers.
Nice. Luckily, I have a mag pistol with me.
Is there like a door blocking us or something?
Yeah, no, like it's actually like an open hallway. Like
Okay.
the place is supposed to be open.
Well, you said there was like a pheromone door or something like that, right?
Yeah, but that's not like to get from the lift to the level 3 platform doesn't require a door, is what I'm saying. But
Sure.
down into the facility is a door. Yeah.
I just like going further in so we're not being
Yeah, of
pelted
course.
with
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
So I just like put a hand on Rao's back and shove him.
Yeah. Oh, God, this is nuts. He's freaking out about how Ganesh will never get away with this. And all right.
We'll have him by his proverbial balls pretty soon. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. So
I like the idea
also-
that the language for testicles is like this really long word, like just like extremely long word. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Dennis chimes in with the specific anatomy of them for that species.
Yes, that's the one.
Benny like looks over it. Dee Dee like flashes a light, and he just kind of like shrugs. He goes over to the door. All right, so this is the archive, right? Yeah. All right, and he looks over it. Rao, pee on it.
He doesn't pee on it, but he puts his hand over it, and you can see the sort of door kind of begin to light up. Imagine one of those, in terms of like a style or theme, I think of sort of like Covenant looking architecture and style here. So like round, smooth. Down here especially is like round, smooth purples, dark blues, colorations with like bright, like not almost like neonish colored lights. And so like the door opens up, and let's see here. The door. Oh yeah. So here's the next issue. So like the door opens up, and there are two guards over here, and the guards are like getting conflicting orders about like what to do right now. And you can see that they're like, they tell you to stop, but then like they're like not sure. They're like, this doesn't sound right.
Benny like looks at them and he kind of like growls. He's like big floppy ears kind of go back, and he like bears like just rows and rows of sharp teeth. you want to put those guns down and walk away. You just want to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And is there a way to roll intimidate?
That would be a intimidate in this game is like talk. Yeah.
Talk. Okay, so I'll roll a talk. And that'll be charisma.
I'll assist.
All right.
I will assist as well.
Well, what about you, Addie? You assisting?
You only get the one, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm flavor assisting.
Flavor assist.
Flavor assisting. 6.
Well, someone needs to assist.
Oh, he did it. He added the +1 to it. So.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought you had to help. You have to roll against the ob.
Oh, if that's the case, then I mean,
right?
Yeah.
For
I'll
the +1, you have to roll the same skill against the or like the relative thing that you're doing to help against the same obstacle.
So that's me giving him a +1 that he failed.
Perfect.
So.
Yeah. So that wasn't going to be enough. So what do you say to disarm the guards here? What is the I guess, I mean, for the +1,
the Furby tried to intimidate a lizard guard.
Okay, so we got this big guy, big boy, and this small boy, and he's like, "Hey, drop your fucking weapons." And then we have Logan behind small boy, who pulls out his gun, and it's like, "Yeah, you want to do that."
Yeah. So like, there's like they're like, sure, like, but we heard these explosions, and like we're getting orders. So, like, it's like, you know, they're getting conflicting orders from the space station. It's like we're under attack, kind of, right?
You're right. We are under attack.
And fell.
Yeah, big boom.
Right, and well, I mean, I guess they're gonna probably ask Rao to like be like, what's going on? Like, what is going on? Like, what is? Because like this is Rao's archive, right? Like these people aren't necessarily like, they're technically librarian guards, but they're also like co-workers of Rao, and so they want to know what's going on exactly. And he tells them that Ganesh is making some sort of power play right now to stop them, and he doesn't know why. And I think the two of them, because you intimidated them, right, from like putting down their weapons, they will if you want. But Rao says he will introduce you to them. That this is Nada and Manas. They're friends of mine, and you know, they can, if you want, like they can help fight. Like they can help us.
I like the idea that I'm just like, pleasure. I put my hand out with my gun in it. I'm just like, oh, hang on, sorry. I put it back in my holster and put my hand out.
Yeah, they'll help you out. You have some extra fire support.
So, Eric, why is it that you're taking failures and making them into successes? Is there a reason for that, or
flavor?
I'm not. I'm making the game go faster. I'm not making failures into successes. I'm making successes into complications.
Okay. All right.
That's why.
Okay.
Right? Because it's more fun. It's more fun to do things in a way that's like a movie than it is to do things in a way like, well, you're all dead from a lift elevator crash, or because you failed to stop the fixed result of the lift. Instead, that the rest of the base is, his mission continues and progresses, and so the next thing was going to lock down the spaceport.
Okay.
And so then
I was just checking because this is traditionally not a system where that is the thing that gets done. So
yeah, but it supports it enough.
Sure,
it's fun.
Yeah.
All right. So. I introduced myself and introduced everyone else in the tongue. And do they continue to stand guard, or do they follow us in?
No, like they're gonna follow you in. They're loyal to Rao.
Mm-hmm. All right then.
Right. And
Hey, Logan, you should tell them we're here to protect the artifacts. Tell them the other politicians is doing a coup d'etat. we're here to protect Ra and the artifacts.
Yeah. So I'll just say, you know, we're currently under the employ of Rao here for protection in his time of need. So you can assure that his safety is our priority.
Yeah.
That's great. No, that's really touching. I like you. I like you. And then he points it around. He's like, I even like you. But those artifacts, please. Come on. Fork them over.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like they take you to sort of where the artifact is encased in shroud. It's a very like set on top of like kind of like an altar kind of situation. There's a couple other like security spots to go through, but eventually, they get you through there. And you're gonna send up Dee Dee to do the scan of the artifact now?
I think he's gonna go up there with Dee Dee as well.
Okay.
He's just gonna they're gonna be like, I guess try to stop him, but he's just gonna like float up like whoop. So I'll commit another effort. Committing the effort for the scene. Are we still in the same scene, or is this a new scene?
I think this is a new scene.
Okay, so that would set it back to 0. So I have committed 1 effort to this scene. So
yeah,
it's definitely a lot friendlier than PowerPoints used to be.
So we go up, we look at the artifacts. What shape are these? Are these physical? Are these tangible things?
Oh yeah. No. Okay, so let me describe what it looks like in front of you. So this thing kind of resembles not like a tesseract, but it definitely sort of has a sort of like reality sort of bending to it. In fact, it sort of has a mold. Like is maybe the best way of describing it. It's kind of like a I mean, it's kind of like a warty piece of a warty shoebox. It's maybe the best way of describing it. Like there's something like irregular on the tops of it. Like it's not supposed. It doesn't seem like it likes being contained in 3 dimensions.
Okay.
And that it's this distortions give it this sort of like bumpy, irregular pattern around it.
Okay.
But it looks solid and everything. It just looks like it's a piece of like aluminum.
All right. Okay, so he just looks over at Dee Dee and he tells her to start the scan.
Okay.
Can I touch these things?
Yeah, like you can totally touch the artifact. You can see like it has like sort of like micro ridges in it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he would like pick up whatever one that Dee Dee's not scanning and kind of like look it over, kind of sniff it, kind of bite into it.
I mean, I don't know if you want to necessarily do that part, but okay. I mean, there is like a tinge, like you can tell there's like a tinge of radioactivity to them, you know? I don't know if you like want to lick them.
Well, so there's 3 guys that think this is a religious artifact in there.
Yeah.
Well, he'll just, he's like, he puts his mouth, he bites on it, makes sure that it's like legit. And he kind of like nods. The goblins aren't there's
a reason they're all dead.
Yeah.
Well, there's even a super specific more reason for that. All the Zyamedians, the Foundry orbits like super close to a star. So like, and since it's a artificial world, the atmosphere kind of lets a lot of the radiation in. So like, Zyamedians are kind of resistant to radiation, not like immune, but they have like their own kind of like Rad-X in their blood. So Eat the Infinity Stone. Yes. Yeah. All right. What does the scan tell me?
So I need you to do a program test for me, please.
Right. Program. We are going to do that. That is a...
It tells you that it is covered in multiple levels of chlamydia.
5.
Right. So what I think we see Dee Dee sort of do that, like, you know, that red light kind of like go over, like Cylon kind of scan the Tesseract 40 box, right? And you can see when it happens like that, the Tesseract wart box shakes, and you can see it sort of like it changes its shape a little bit, like the warts kind of like move out of the way, like ripples, like waves on the water, like it becomes from static to more like liquid on the top, like they become sort of like tides and like waves, crashes and changes on one dimension of the box as it gets scanned and sort of decompressed. But what we actually, the rest of what we see depends on the roll here. Okay, you got a good old 5.
Good old, not even a success 5.
Yeah. No. Okay. You're gonna. So the problem is that you think a simple VI scan. This thing is damaged. So whatever it's going to take is going to require more effort to look into. To make matters worse, you can hear the sounds of people beginning to like scale down into this place, and you're going to have people on you soon. So people are going to need to buy time.
What is, just out of curiosity, what is I'm sorry, Yukthenis? Is that what I'm saying right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any, like, what is your combat expertise? Do you have any, or?
Stabbing.
Stabbing? You're a stabbing? Okay, cool.
She's a doctor. She can stab you in places you didn't even know you could have been stabbed.
She's a Wookiee doctor. Right, I get it. So maybe I just sort of look at, everyone else aside from Benedictus, because he's over there licking the companion cube. And I just say, perhaps we should meet our guests, yeah?
And I look at Benedict and say, I shouldn't have let you load that software on your dodecahedron. You should have brought the encryption device.
Benny like stops and grabs Dee Dee and pulls her in close and kind of like pats her. He looks down. I will dismantle you. Oh yeah, it does. But nobody's ever heard Dee Dee talk, kind of deal. Except for Benny, of course. He's like, you insult her again, I will literally dismantle you from the inside.
All right, calm down.
You see, this is why it doesn't work with you, Benedict, because I didn't insult it. I insulted you.
I'm gonna go kill some people. I walk out into the hallway, Eric.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Benny's just gonna go back to trying to scan. He opens up his data pad and he starts to go into like manual DDoS mode.
Yeah. So I mean, you guys can hear the sounds of a security team coming down on zip lines, or I guess the equivalent to a zip line. On their way down.
Ready your weapons.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. Let's go with your next program roll.
Alex?
What's that program for?
Oh,
Wait on your program roll, man.
All right, I thought we were getting into a fight.
Sorry. No, we're cutting. Camera's cutting back to you as you get started.
13.
Bingo! Fucking literally aced it. Okay, perfect. Yeah. No, you have enough time. You have access to get into the machine. There's sort of like a pulse that goes out everywhere from like out here, like into everyone was getting into the hallway, right? as the machine is sort of like completely read and visualized through. Yeah. So you have full access. This is a database. This is a physical database. It appears to be one of the. It's like based on what you're reading here. It appears to be one of the surviving remains of almost sort of like a time capsule or a part of a backup of a sword level intelligence.
Oh. Kind of like looks. He kind of like side eyes, and he begins to like make duplicate copies of this data.
Yeah.
What data? The encryption code?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
basically, your scan. You're not gonna be able to. I'm glad you asked because you're not gonna be able to make a copy of it because it's like you don't. You're not able to, as a non-sword tech individual, to like literally copy this into and keep it anywhere. Like the way it's stored is the way it is stored. Like that is the.
Oh no! He's gonna.
What
copy
is this
the data.
CUSB?
You can't copy these files off this USB stick. Is another way of thinking of it.
Okay,
like it just,
but
they don't
like
work on your computer.
I'm gonna copy the data
His
from the
scan.
scan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
no.
Right.
I know that this thing
Right.
is like sword class thing that you are not able to replicate
Right.
it, but
Mhm.
he's gonna take
Yeah.
copies of the scan so he has a copy for later.
Right. As far as like determining whether or not this thing is an anomaly contaminated or not, though, is going to take a little bit more time. Like
Okay.
it's like running the test, but like this is what you get back immediately, being like, this is what this thing is. But whether or not this thing is filed, now it needs to like literally unzip the file basically and kind of like look at each piece. It's doing a virus scan, right? Like it's trying to piece whether or not this thing could be construed as a there's some sort of malicious agent.
Norton antivirus.
Benny like pulls out like an energy bar and starts eating it. And he like looks back. Oh yeah, you guys are doing great. Hey, this is nothing up here. It's just a hunk of metal. And he starts eating it. Continue eating.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Are you storing that the Ingram?
I'm just, okay. So the data that I'm getting from the scan, the TXT of the data readout, I'm making a copy of for my own personal.
No, I'm talking about the encryption thing. Are we taking that?
That's the idea, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have it, Benedictus? You're storing it?
I'm confused. I'm running scans on it right now, and we're taking it.
Yes.
And okay, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that okay. So what are you guys doing?
I don't know, but I'm in the hallway waiting for Buggos to come around the corner.
I'm going to turn to Logan and ask, lethal or non-lethal?
I guess you can make that decision yourself, really, right?
Okay.
Set knives to minor wounds.
Now I take out my mono blade, and it's a Chivania mono blade, so it has like two handhold parts, so I can hold it with like two of my hands on one side, and it's got like a curved blade on the bottom, and then like another one that curves forward.
Is this like a blade that you sort of like assemble like a nightstick or something, or like where do you keep it, on your back? Like,
yeah, I keep it on my back, like lower back. I just sort of like reach back with both hands and like pull it out.
Sweet.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. All right. So then let's go into combat. We need to roll initiative.
Okay. How many
it's a
dudes are we facing?
4.
All right.
So we're rolling a. This is a D8 plus your dexterity,
There's a button for it.
or there's a button. Oh, that's nice.
Do I need to select my
D8 plus
No, you
dexterity?
No, there's a button for it. If you scroll down under combat, right under core stats, you can just click roll initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I rolled twice.
You got the same result both times. So.
Yay.
Good old quantum roller.
Okay. Well, that's good.
All right.
All right. You are so out of everyone on initiative. Then it is you sword.
I'm the first.
Yeah, you're the first. Yeah, you got the highest result.
7.
All right. Do I have a target on sight?
Yeah. Let's say that like at this point they're beginning to like come down and like get ready to like break the above you and come down. So like as soon as like the first one comes down, they're an eligible shot, right?
Okay, then I do whatever's the equivalent to ready action in this game. So as soon as a Chandran soldier or whatever is on sight, I'm shooting with my laser rifle.
Okay. Well, they're immune to laser rifles.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Well,
So you're gonna shoot them.
I also have a, like on my character sheet, a sniper rifle, which is not laser. Would it make sense that I brought that instead of the laser rifle?
I mean,
Yeah,
you knew about
because-
this ahead of time,
yeah.
so.
Yeah. Like you knew that these things were immune to lasers.
Okay, so that's what I'm using.
What are you using? Is it like what's the weapon?
It's a sniper rifle.
Yeah, but what is it called?
Sniper rifle, that's the name in the book.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Is it just projectile then?
No. Sniper rifle 2d8. It's listed there.
If it's 2D, then
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, that's not an energy weapon.
Yeah. Okay. This is XCOM, Swords on Overwatch. So you take the first shot.
Mm-hmm.
So you make an attack roll.
All right.
So you should have a weapon selection further down if you create it. Oh, actually, it's near the top, actually. So.
I did create the entries for the weapons.
You didn't? Oh, you did?
I did.
Yep, cool.
Okay. And 11 is not enough.
Okay.
So yeah.
So yeah, in this game, in previous games, you had to hit a 20. In this game, you just have to beat whatever the generic AC is. So.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I think your shot goes through their legs, as they come down, and now there's 3 of them that hit the ground, I guess, and there's probably another one coming, and we keep initiative going. I guess it's me.
Yeah,
I'm
it
up
is you.
next.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 3 of them are gonna go, and then the 4th one's gonna make its way down.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't actually shoot Ifinez because they're within melee, because like you're like ready for them, and so they have to like try to like fight you off unarmed.
I think there's actually like if you shoot in melee combat, you actually get a
No, there's a rule that you cannot fire when you're in melee.
Oh right, no. What I was thinking of, there's a trait for that you can do, I believe.
Oh well, I mean they don't have that.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, so they're kind of stuck there. They have to try to like get them off. So let's see here. So the first one's gonna go an 11.
What's your AC, Kika?
13.
Nice.
And an 8. Yeah, cool. So they both try to fight you off, and you're able like to bat them off as they're trying to like get their gun squared away, or like and try to like hit you back to like take a shot, and you're just being super aggressive in their face. They can't go. The third one's going to return fire at our host, and so they're going to actually shoot a 9, and so they just fire off and like break some of the hologlass, and the last one just makes it down. Okay, so that's my turn.
I shoot him a Gavin, man.
Okay, you turn the corner, you fire.
Bam!
fucking 13 damage. Yeah, you knock one down.
Yeah, so the mag pistol is basically like it has a magazine loaded into it, and the pistol actually like heats up a bit of lead off the top, slices it, and then shoots it out with like railgun style with a magnet out, and it's very fucking
It's a
loud.
portable railgun.
It basically, yeah, the mag stuff is like disgusting.
A handheld railgun.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my shot, I guess. So
Yeah, fucking awesome. Yeah, one's down. 3 more to go.
so Kika, what is the you said you had a
Monoblade.
mono blade, right? Okay. What is the shock damage on that?
2 shock damage.
Sweet. All right, go ahead. Let's see what you do.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, shock stuff is actually pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing my blade, and it's curved in such a way that I can do like an arcing swing, but it'll still hit it with the point, so the force is on a very small area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to get the one that rolled an 8 on me, or a 9
Yeah.
in the forehead. Hopefully. No other modifier. 9.
9's not enough.
Okay, but it's a medium weapon, right? It's 1d8.
Yeah.
So
1d8
if
plus
its
1.
AC is 13 or lower, then it
They
takes.
take 4 shock damage.
They take 2. Oh, is it 4?
No.
2
they're-
from the weapon and then 2 from the strength.
Oh,
Strength
yes, 4.
modifier.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
if
So
they're-
I think you just scratch up their armor because they're wearing they're wearing like military body armor stuff, right?
Mhm.
So like
Ah.
there's huge slashes on their armor. And like we see like sparks from the where the metal hits the monoblade. I mean, I guess maybe not because it's a monoblade, so it's more just just slashes through the armor and the armor like just breaks.
I love the idea that like
Turns into ribbons.
that little point that you're talking about. It's hard to judge where it is because it's so small. That that's what the shock is. It's just like an overextension of the actual weapon's blade that they don't see, almost. Oh.
So yeah, they take like the last second, they take a step back or whatever, and like they just gets a bit of their clothing.
I can't believe you got an 18 on your strength, by the way. That's just.
I think because you've done the scan. I mean, like Dee Dee's the one who's like doing the virus scan here, so like
Yeah.
you could totally do stuff, Benedict, if you wanted to.
No, he's just kind of like watching everything unfold, and he's like sitting there, he's like chomping on a energy bar. Nah, they got it. Hey, do you guys need help down there?
There's
The
like
sounds
literally
of
like
combat.
literally sounds of combat. The fucking mag pistol fires off.
Yeah, super loud. Yeah.
If you don't need my help, don't say anything.
You hear like a weird high-pitched screech from Euxina's.
Oh, all right, that was something. And he like grabs his wrench and he comes down. I want to say he lands near one of the guys, and he's going to power up using telekinetic armory. I can commit an effort as an on-turn action to create both weapons and armor out of telekinetic force. These weapons are
It's
treated.
not both. It's one or the other. But you can do both.
I
at the
copy
same time.
pasted this at the right from the book. Hold on, let me look. Let me double check. Precognition, telekinesis. The adept may commit effort on turn action to create both weapons and armor out of telekinetic force. That's what it says word for word.
Yeah. So the idea here is that you can commit one on your action, and it's one to create one thing. But you can do either armor or weapons, and you can do both of them.
All right, they need to change that to both weapons or armor or something like that, because that just says to me, spend a committed energy or effort and then get both.
Yeah.
So anyways, he's going to power up his wrench with telekinetic force, and he's just going to try to brain this guy. Let's see. The weapons are treated as tech level 4 and act as a rifle or an advanced melee weapon.
Oh, okay. So hold up. So the action that you do is you're committing a telekinesis, and in combat you don't get to commit and do something else. The act of you doing a committing is your turn, basically.
Okay, then he's not up. He's not next to the guy. He's still up in the air, and he powers up his wrench.
Yeah. So they're counted as. So. Okay. So what attack roll wisdom are you using? Dex, wisdom, or con?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's telekinesis as the actual combat skill, so that's cool. That'll be super high for you. Armor may be created as part of this power. I'm just trying to see if whether or not it both does it.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, I really, it's just the way that it reads is like you may commit an effort as your on-turn action to create both weapons and armor out of telekinetic force. So that's what got me confused.
Yeah, no. I read it as like you can pick one or the other, and like because you can only do. I mean, I can read more about it later, I guess. But
we don't have to take up so much time. So okay, so turn, powers up, wrench, pass to the next person in initiative.
Okay. Well, did you roll initiative? That's my question.
I'll be the last because I'm coming in last.
Well, we're going to a top of no. Hold on. We're going to a top of new order, so I need you to roll initiative. Okay.
Okay.
And then you'll go in the rest of the cycle.
All right.
Yeah, because every round you roll initiative again. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
on your
okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
4. Okay.
So yeah, both Kika and Derek, you need to roll
3.
again on
Yep.
your initiative.
Okay, and then
We roll initiative every round in this game.
Yeah, every round.
wow. Okay. All right. So then everyone goes. Then I go.
If you want to speed things up, you can always just do heroes and villains, and like,
yeah.
So that's just how it goes. So Derek, you're first again.
I'm first. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at the next reptilian dude with my sniper rifle again.
Okay. No, 6 is not enough. These people are tough to hit.
Yeah. Next.
The next one, I guess, is either Kika
Logan
or
or-
myself.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Kika, you can go
Okay.
next. Yeah.
Would it take an action to take out my stun baton, or can I just have send that out?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think it.
I'm cool with it not being an action.
Well,
I'm
I
cool with
mean, in this technically in the game, you're supposed to like set which is readied or what is stowed. So if, for example, you have like 3 weapons, you can have 3 weapons, like 2 weapons readied and 1 stowed or something like that.
Yeah.
And stowed means you take an action to pull it out, and readied means that you can just do it whenever. So
Yeah.
assume that you have. I mean, as long as you're not being like, I have 7 weapons readied. I mean, it really should.
Right. Well,
I
you
just
had
have
it
the
ready.
2.
Yeah. I think you had the stun baton ready anyways because you asked lethal or non-lethal, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it makes perfect sense to have both ready.
So I might like, after I swing at the one guy and I miss, I just like turn to the other guy and like whip out my stun baton and go to smack him in the face with it.
Okay.
And that's,
10 is not enough.
it's 15 shock though.
Ooh.
Oh, that's why you swapped? I like
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Right. No. They do not get hit with the shock damage. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How are
Interesting.
these things?
Maybe
Yeah.
16 AC.
But they're wearing. I mean, they've got military armor. Yeah.
So it
They got combat
it
armor.
normally goes 10, 13, 16. Like that. That's sort of like.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's weird. It's weird that like you would make a weapon that does like 15 or less when the majority of everything is like, is 16. Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's what it says in the book.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait. No, I mean they're not really. No, I mean technically, no. I've already committed to it. It's 16. Okay. It's like they could be considered police officers, but no, I already committed them to having combat stuff. Yeah, so I think what happens is you hit them, right? But like their armor like literally absorbs the shock of it.
Yeah.
Miss.
Mm-hmm. This game is real swingy in combat.
Benedictus.
It's super swingy.
Muted.com. It's your homepage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Farmerneedsawife.com.
Benedict is going to haul off and hit one of these guys with a gobloid wrench. Other modifiers? No other modifiers, I do believe. So...
Yeah. A 9 will take them down. So there's 2 left. There's one in Kika, and then the other one that was shooting at our sword. So one's got a Kika. 19. For 3 damage.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. Damage is bad at level 1.
And then the second one goes. It's going to shoot. That one, it couldn't shoot you, right? Like it has to just like basically punch you.
Mm-hmm.
With the butt of the gun. But you take a bit, probably a pretty bad crack. Are you still up? Or are you knocked out?
Yeah, I had 5. I have 5 knocks.
Yeah, so you're just bloodied. And then the last one's going to take a shot at, let's see. I mean, I think it makes sense they were firing at our host before, so we're going to continue. 6. So it just blows up more stuff behind you. Derek, okay. My turn's over. So new initiative.
Okay.
Oh, 8. Okay.
Guess
PCs go first. PCs go first in initiative.
So Derek, you're up again. You muted again, man.
Sorry, I'm continuing with my butt shot streak.
Yeah. Nope. Pot shots keep going.
No.
3 for 3. All right. Again, on Kika.
It's cover fire.
Okay. And again on Derek. 16.
That'll do it, yeah.
Okay.
16
so
doesn't hit
on,
me.
Really?
I have AC 17.
all right, one more point of damage on Kika, and then really it misses.
How do you have AC 17?
That's my combat field uniform, AC 16 plus 1 dexterity.
Combat field uniform? I thought that was like 15. And you're a warrior, so like you'd be the
let
same
me
as.
check.
And then you got like so.
Yeah, but he's also a host, so I think they get a bonus thing or something, right?
Maybe
It might be that their
Combat
bodies are.
field uniform is 16. That's page 65. And the body has dexterity 14.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
That'll do it.
Cool. Yeah, totally. Okay. Works out. So it just barely misses. It like goes like right over your head.
Yeah.
Perfect. And like there's like a spike in the back wall. Yeah. Okay.
My turn, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Bam. Oh, come on, game.
5. Nope.
So I'm rolling plus 2 here because I got an AB and I got a dex, and then it comes down to a D20, and it's just like, nah, man, you just can't do it. So
Yep.
if it was 2D6 though, on the other hand, let me tell you, Let me tell you a thing about 2d6.
Eucthenes goes and Benedictus.
Okay.
So Eucthenes, what do you do?
Am I able to like use something for healing while I'm
Yes,
in
you can
combat?
use a what are they called? A Lazarus patch. Now, I'm not sure how they work in this game. I'll double check though. But in the previous game, it was Lazarus patch just heals 5. Then the next time you use it, it's 4. Then the next time it's 3. Then 2. Then 1. Then after that, it doesn't work anymore.
I don't think it works that way in this one anymore.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to take a quick look.
Yeah. I don't know the equipment for Lazarus patch. Here we go. No, it only works if you're fallen to 0 HP.
Really?
Not really. Yeah. No, there's not really anything you can do in the middle of combat.
And if you're a particular brand of psychic, you can. But
What about lift?
lift.
Lift? What do you mean?
A lift stim. A lift stim augments and amplifies the body's natural response to physical injury and exhaustion. This boosts speed's natural recovery drastically and heals 1d8 plus the user's heal skill and hit points over 5 minutes of rest. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
5 minutes of rest. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I will go back to my monoblade and swing at this guy who's cracking me in the face.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
hope
you're
for the
right.
best.
Lazarus patches don't do shit anymore. Huh.
Yeah.
I bought 5 of them thinking I'd need them, but
Oh no.
well, that shock is
That's
still good.
So-
No, it's not.
So, is there anything available for healing in battle?
Not really. Just don't die.
Maybe. Yeah. It's pretty much just the telepath
Yeah.
or
You see-
the psionics.
Biosonics. Yeah, in the last one it was Lazarus patches, but like it seems like they're fixed because I guess people were just abusing the fuck out of them, right? So
Yeah. But the idea,
Yeah.
No, the idea is that if you go down, you could just basically use a Lazarus patch. So like healing up above them isn't really a big deal.
I mean, you can get things like Die Hard and stuff like that, which means that you don't go down when you go down. But like there's other things in like they've alleviated the need for having to rely on a particular item, and now you have like you build your character in a particular way instead. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's Benedictus.
Zippy.
Yep. So I'm going to smack.
Smack
Another
a
one.
bitch up. Nice.
Sorry. One of my fans is going, and I can hear it. And I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from. So, let's smack that. Smack a doodles. 6 points of damage.
No good. You didn't pass his AC.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gotta beat that AC.
Oh, okay.
All right. New initiative order. 5.
6.
6. Come on. One more 6. Number of the beast.
9.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
I go.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna go first.
Yeah. Yes, I'm pretty sure I will. Come on, game! Stop rolling under fucking 5. Stupid.
Are you keeping track of your ammo? Does the
Yeah.
mag have it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It does. It's 6. So.
All right.
think
You're
I'm-
still good.
Yeah, I'm still good. Mm-hmm.
All right. Derek.
Pot shot.
Rock. Oh my God! No, that's an actual kill.
Yeah. So there's 1 left now, right?
1 left. Yeah. And it's not their turn.
Headshot then.
Yeah. Literally, you all once again go before me, before me. So everyone gets to go. So
right.
Derek goes. Yep. Yukinis and Benedictus.
I'm just gonna smack a doodle.
14's not enough.
Okay.
That sucks. 'Cause you did maximum damage.
Yep.
Am I able to get away from this guy?
You are.
Yeah.
But
At this point,
so the thing is, you would have to take what is called a I believe it's called a fighting withdrawal,
Mhm.
which is disengaging from opponent in melee, or else they suffer an automatic melee attack from the foe that you're engaged with. Yeah. So there's no need, but hang on, there's no need to spend a main action disengaging from enemies who are only wielding ranged weapons. So if they've got guns, which they do, you don't need to do it. So you can hit a bitch and then bounce out, actually. So
yeah.
Okay. I will do that then. Hit a bitch, and then bounce out.
You miss, but you do bounce out.
And I hide.
Nice. I like it.
Okay. And then I go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think he's going to wow. All right. He's going to try to take a step back to shoot Benedictus, right? So Benedictus, you can make an attack on him.
Okay. Smackaroonie.
14's not enough.
Okay.
He's you take a step back to fire his gun at you. At 11. Not enough.
Nope.
Okay.
You should have
Noonie
at least have like a 15 or something like that. I believe.
I have like a
6.
13.
Hey, all right, 8. That's not so bad.
All right, players go first before GMs. So
I would like to shoot him, Mr. GM.
shoot him. Shoot him real good. Yep. Fucking headshotted.
I'm getting
There you
tired
go.
of this shit. Bang! And that was my last bullet too, so I
Cool.
slide a new magazine up in that.
Yeah.
Their AC, I guess, was 16 at this point. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So you got enough time. You're getting the data coming in from DD about this box that I guess you're also probably carrying or put in the secured vacuum thing, right?
It's in my bag. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What color is
May I-
your blood, Kika?
Blue.
Oh, damn. Fifth element.
They're
style.
royal.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, so is this the first time that I've seen you bleed, out of curiosity?
Maybe?
Like, have we sparred before and maybe you got like a mouth scar or something? Or probably not. Actually, no. I would not have engaged you in melee. Like, he doesn't seem like the type to, seek out training, I guess. So maybe
Plus
this
she
is
has
the
18
first.
strength.
What was that?
Plus she has an 18 strength.
Yeah, and I have what, a 9? So, yeah. So I would, go to your side and be like, I guess I don't know what I'm doing. So can I help somehow? Are you all right? Are you dying?
I guess I could hand him my med kit and have him hold it for me while I work on myself.
Scalpel. What does that look like in space? I don't know.
Space scalpel.
Space scalpel. Yeah, so
Bow.
if I can
Bow.
help you with your healing check, I guess. Because there's like a golden hour. Wait, is this the system with the golden hour? Or am I thinking of something fucking else?
I think you're thinking of something different.
I might be thinking of something else. I think I'm thinking of the Deadlands here. I get my shit so confused sometimes. Let's take a look. Healing. No, yeah, this is the golden hour. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bust out that film
You're-
equipment.
Yeah. So you got you got a little bit of time to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what are you guys gonna do to get out of here? They talk. You hear us talk from Rather. There might be another way out of here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sort of basically, you're out to go use like the service tunnels and stuff out of here.
The 17,000 steps to the surface.
Yeah. Instead of or you can fight your way through the front. But I mean, with the lift down, that might be really difficult.
Well, I think our priority is to find some sort of like vehicle
Also,
off planet,
yeah,
right? So
Yeah, well, yeah. What are you gonna do with your ship?
So you know what? I'm gonna turn to the two
But,
guards that are friendly with us,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna be like, do you think there's anything that we can do specifically to maybe look like an ordinary ship leaving? Under the cover, I guess.
If they know,
maybe there's like a transport going off that we can board or something like that.
no, like you're gonna need to get picked up on your own. So they say like, no, we don't do a lot of ships off brand and off planet. And if we did, there would be construction and stuff. We wouldn't know.
All right. Well, how about this? What about a region of your planet that specifically isn't targeted by your
Like you're asking two library guards where they know
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much they know, right? So I'm just like,
right.
I'm just like looking at them expectantly, just being like, well, do you know the exact locations where your missile defense force is like the weakest, so that we can go land our ship there?
Yeah, no, they don't. No, they don't know. I mean, ostensibly somewhere in the forest or something like that might make sense. But then, I think the only thing they could like honestly tell you that would be helpful would be any place that would be hard to reach by a missile would be within good cover, and you would be hard to reach to a ship. So
I think that if we manage to get out of the city, I can land and pick us up.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And
Okay.
how about but yeah, and but that's kind of asking a big if, and I think maybe that's what we'll call it tonight.
Okay. Cool.
Guess us escaping the archives, getting back to our ship. Be fun next time.
What about that side quest? What side quest?
I mean, technically, this is the side quest now, right? So yeah, guys, good session. We're still figuring out the growing pains of the characters and stuff and how they sort of smush together. But I love the system. It reminds me very much of how this game always plays at early levels, right? Like where everyone swings constantly until they hit. Which I think is kind of like a big problem of this game. It's very easy to get equipment to give you a high AC, but it's very hard to get the skills required to hit that AC, at least in the early stages of the game. So, yeah, let's do some shout-outs and wrap this up. Derek, let's start with you, my man. Where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at Elven Tower. I'm an independent creator. I do maps for RPG games, mostly fantasy related, like Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder. Also have my website, elventower.com.
Nice. Cool. Zippy, what about you, my man? Where can people find your goblin butt?
You can find me here on Twitch at Zippy_Zippo, where we do variety gaming. And I had absolutely the best time.
Nice.
I love swinging a graviton gobloid wrench. The
Break flip.
Yeah, we should definitely look into that because like I could for your power because I could see it going either way, to be honest with you. Like it's not clear, but
I'll probably look it up, see if there's like an errata for it.
Maybe, yeah. Kika, where can people find you?
Hey, I'm Kiki. You can find me here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Kika. That's twitch.tv/KIKK, and on Twitter at twitter.com/KikaTheo.
I love it when you do that. Like you perfected the elevator pitch, you know? Like how long do you have to introduce yourself to someone? 5 seconds. I love it. And last but not least, we have Mr. Eric Vulgaris, the space master for the session, and Lizard Man, I guess. What up? How you doing?
Yeah. Hey everybody, I'm Eric Vulgaris. I can do role-playing games somewhere on the internet if you find me. You have to be clever.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding, I'm Eric Vulgaris. Thanks,
Nice.
Henley.
No worries. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's session. We'll be back next week with definitely more. Tuesday we have Deadlands Reloaded games. Make sure you come back for that if you like cowboys and cowboys shooting zombies, because that's basically what that game is. And yeah, we'll be back in a couple hours for the daily stream. But until then, have a good one. Bye bye. Stay safe and yeah, don't fuck with any AI or goblins for that matter, I guess.
Yeah, don't fuck with goblins, goblins.